Exemplify the type of sportsmanship that would make their school and community proud. Let us all work together in making all high school activities a positive experience. By being courteous and respectful to all players and officials, we can help assure high school activities are indeed the other half of education. We will be starting our crowning ceremony here in about 10 minutes. I would encourage you to go visit the tailgate being sponsored by the STEM Club. Anyone is welcome to that. Even you Clay Center Tigers, feel free to go grab a bowl of chili and a cinnamon roll. Concessions are being sponsored by the freshman class. And as I said a little bit ago, we do have a 50-50 drawing that helps support the Smoky Valley area baseball kids. All kids of all ages can gain from the money that's being raised there to help with some things on the new baseball field. Officials for tonight's game are Kyle Burnett, William Thacker, Terry Savoy, Jake Wells, and Jordan Throckmorton. And again, our crowning ceremony in about 10 minutes.
Welcome to Homecoming 2019. We have a wonderful court for you this evening.
Our first couple is Nevada Atchison and Dax Hop. Nevada Atchison is the daughter of Steve and Jill Atchison. Nevada participated in cross country, track, cheer, pep club, and Spanish club. When Nevada is not attending school, she enjoys running, getting coffee, and working. Nevada is a 3-time letter winner in cross country and a provisional letter winner in track. In Nevada's free time, she enjoys hanging out with her friends, playing with her dogs, and going out to eat. She also holds jobs at Pizza Hut and the Swedish Crown. Nevada's future plans are to attend Fort Hays University, and she is undecided on her major.
Dax is the son of Jennifer Krob and Dwight Hopp. Dax participates in football and wrestling. When Dax is not attending school, he enjoys playing disc golf, spending time with his family, and hanging out with his friends. Dax is a 2-time letter winner in football and a 3-time letter winner in wrestling. He is also a 2-time state qualifier and a 1-time state placer in wrestling. In Dax's free time, he enjoys fishing, watching TV, and playing disc golf. Dax's current future plans are to attend Fort Hays State University, undecided on his major.
Our next couple is Kaylee Ryan and Chance Krockenberg. Kaylee Ryan is the daughter of Daniel Ryan and Shannon Ryan. Kaylee participates in cross country as the momager, basketball, swimming, K's Club, Pep Club, FCA, Drama Club, and is a senior class officer. When Kaylee is not attending school, she enjoys working at Bethany Home, hanging out with friends, and spending time with family. Kaylee is a 3-year letter winner in swimming and placed at state in the 200 free relay and qualified in 3 other events. In Kaylee's free time, she enjoys going out to eat, watching movies, and spending time with her boyfriend, Matthew Adams. Kaylee's future plans are to go to college and become a physical therapist assistant.
Chance Krockenberg is the son of Eric and Erica Krockenberg, and the best big brother to his sister, Avery. Chance participates in football and Swedish dancers. Outside of school, he enjoys making caps runs with his friends, traveling around the world, playing video games, and hunting with his dad. After graduation, Chance plans on attending Pratt Community College for a degree in wildlife management and criminal justice, with a goal of becoming a game warden.
Our homecoming princess and prince are Ellie Coe and Eddie Liddick. Ellie Coe is the daughter of Jessica Morrell and Steve Coe. Ellie's older brother is Mason Morrell. Ellie's favorite thing about school is her teacher, Mrs. Wooster, and seeing her best friends, Sophie, Harper, and Hadley. She also loves art class. Ellie enjoys ballet and tap at Tamara Howe's School of Dance. She also enjoys dancing, playing with her friends, arts and crafts, unicorns, and spending time with her Aunt Krista. When Ellie gets older, she would like to be a unicorn ballerina fairy princess.
Eddie Liddick is the son of Henry and Kate Liddick, and little brother to Emma. Eddie enjoys everything about kindergarten. He especially likes music, PE, library, and art, and playing outside with his friends at recess. Eddie is a cloverbud in the Smoky View 4-H Club. He also likes playing the violin, being outdoors, and fishing.
Our final couple of the evening is Helena Mader and Grant Lysell Alkire. Helena Mader is the daughter of Justin and Rhea Mader. Helena participates in swimming, K's Club, Pep Club, Drama Club, and cheerleading. When she is not at school, you can find her working at the Sweet Dreams Inn, teaching an art class at Kick, or catching up on all her late art projects for Mrs. Elliott. Helena is a 3-time letter winner for swimming and qualified for state her sophomore and junior year. She is also a 3-time letter winner in cheer. In her free time, she is probably hanging out with her boyfriend and best friend, Andrew, shopping, chilling with her dog, watching YouTube, or going to eat with her friends. Helena is not 100% sure on what her future plans are, but right now she wants to attend Kansas State University and go into elementary education.
Grant Lysell Alkire is the son of Jeremy Alkire and Erica Lysell, and brother of Sawyer Lysell Alkire. In school, he plays football and is a member of the National Honor Society. Grant can be found in the weight room every day getting swole. He was the recipient of the 2018 Excellence in Character Award from his peers and recently was selected as a KU Honors Scholar. Out of school, he is a member of the Lindsborg Swedish Folk Dancers, the Bethany Church Youth Group, and AV team, and coaches youth flag football. He is also the founder and CEO of the Decker Moving Company. In his free time, Grant enjoys watching football and playing video games and lifeguards in the summer at the city pool. Grant plans on majoring in engineering in college.
And now, what we've all been waiting for, your 2019 homecoming queen is Nevada Atchison.
And King Dax Hop.
Congratulations to the entire homecoming court. Let's give our 2019 homecoming court another round.
Dropped that game 15-12, and it's going to be important tonight to finish drives.
Yeah, it really is, and we've gotten close so many times. I mean, we've been right there knocking on the door. You know, a few weeks ago when we were here at home last time, we were at the 1 or the 2 yard line and had a chance to go in for what would have been really at that time a game-altering score, and we end up fumbling the ball going in, and they take the ball and go 98 yards after that to score a touchdown. So it's been things like that that have really held us back a little bit. The squad has been really playing hard on every occasion. Last week it just felt like, you know, the speed of Heston really affected us a lot. The ability for them to stretch the field with their receivers and really beat us deep. And then their speed defensively as well. I felt like they really took the edge run away from us, forced us to go up the middle a lot more, and they were right on top of the mid run. We were finally able, like you pointed out, to get Trey Kennedy around the outside there late in the game where he was able to break it and eventually get over 100 yards on the night. But we're going to need plays like that tonight. We're going to need to make sure we're hat on hat tonight and really getting in there and grinding out some yards.
They run the flex bone with that triple option, so they put a flanker behind the outside lineman, and they can do a lot of different things. The quarterback's a runner. He's got 289 yards on the year. Jake Ferguson, number 7, he's got 285 yards on the year. And their main guy, number 26, Mullen, he's got 364 yards on the year. So they got a three-headed monster that we're going to have to play well defensively.
Yeah, we are. And our defense has been pretty decent throughout the year, especially against the run. But it's just been the matter of we've had so many times where, at last game especially, we had to be on the field a lot defensively. We didn't move the ball nearly as well as what we had been capable of running it earlier in the year. But it's always seemed like as the game has progressed, we seem to be on the field a little bit more defensively than we are offensively. And just that fact, we just can't put the ball in the end zone to get those points on the board, to give our defense a little bit of a cushion to be able to take advantage of maybe trying a couple of different things, gambling a little bit to make a few plays. Instead, we have to be extremely sound. And we just, again, tonight we've got that monster we've got to shut down on their behalf. I think our guys are going to rise to the challenge. You got a nice crowd down here for homecoming despite it being a cold night, but it should be a fun night.
Yeah, it is. A lot of things going on, including Major League Baseball. 4 games in the playoff series. 2 of them are already finals. We'll have some updates on that one. The Twins and the Yankees are now 1-1. Houston won 6-2 earlier, and the Braves evened up their series with the Cardinals at 1-1, but with a 3-0 victory. So a lot of things going on there as well. We'll take another timeout. Got an interview with Coach Lambert earlier this week. We'll have that for you. We'll be back here with the kickoff in about 9 more minutes. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football.
7-day-a-week urgent care has arrived in Lindsborg. Open now at the Lindsborg Community Hospital. 7-day-a-week urgent care is open, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. on weekends. No need to be an established patient of the Family Healthcare Clinic. Everyone can enjoy the new convenience for those things that can't wait until tomorrow, but aren't serious enough for the emergency room. 7 days a week, urgent care at Lindsborg Community Hospital.
And welcome back to more Viking Pregame. Don Bings along with Coach Tim Lambert as you get ready for homecoming, and always a fun week to be Spirit Week and get everything going. But you got a ball game to prepare for after not so good a game last Friday.
Well, we just, it's homecoming week, and, you never real, as a coach, you're never real excited about homecoming week, but kids are excited, and we get to play another football game that's at home, and last week it was we played a real good Heston team, and well balanced. They really didn't have any, really good superstars, but they were pretty solid everywhere, and they played well against us, and we didn't maybe play as well as we'd hoped we could have or should have.
Did get a 100-yard rusher though in Trey Kennedy. He got the one big touchdown run, but still had to earn 100 yards on the night.
Yeah, it was nice to see Trey get loose there in the fourth quarter, I think, and score for us. And we've got to be more balanced of who gets the ball, and hopefully we can convert on some third downs, and maybe we can get some more guys that have some more yardage.
You got a Clay Center team coming in 2-2 on the year. They've lost to a couple of good opponents, and they've beat Chapman and Abilene, so they can score some points, and they can put up some yards.
Yeah, and they're very well coached. They do a really good job running the flex bone, which is a triple option offense, and they got a good quarterback that makes his reads, and he's a pretty good athlete. And that makes that offense go even better. So we have to be disciplined defensively and keep them in front of us and make them drive the ball, and just play with a lot of fire and a lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm, and see what happens.
Got a lot of not serious injuries, but got a lot of nagging injuries that are starting to take its toll. You talked before we went on the interview about moving some guys around, and we maybe can expect a little fruit basket upset on Friday night to get everybody lined up.
Well, we could. We think that we're going to have to move one of our backs, Court Shugren, to the offensive line. We'll see how that goes. If we get all of them back and they're able to play, then we'll keep him in the backfield. But if we don't, then he'll probably be moving down to the offensive line. And he's played both positions in practice this week.
And as always, you got to have a couple of keys to victory.
Well, I think for us it's important that we generate some offense. We have to be able to keep the ball out of their hands. I think they have a grinded out offense, and they run their offense well, and they're gonna get off the football and control the clock and control the game. And when we get the ball, we need to. We can't be playing defense all night long. We've got to be getting some more snaps offensively. So I think that's a key. Field position's probably maybe even a bigger key. We have a hard time driving the ball very far, and if we can get some field position, that could help us put some points on the board. And always turnovers play a factor. Got to win the turnover game.
Sounds like a plan, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tim Lambert of the Vikings, and we'll be back with more pregame right after this.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of Smoky Valley football. First Bank Kansas is your community-oriented, customer-focused bank where banking is made personal with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson.
Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg is your game day headquarters. Come try their Monte Crisco or other specialty menu items. Farley's Bar and Grill, located at 101 North Main Street in Lindsborg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Bank of Tesket. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. With locations in Lincoln, Salina, Tesket, and Lindsborg. The Bank of Tesket. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tesket.
The Quarterback Club of Lindsborg is proud to support athletics in the Smoky Valley. Join us each Tuesday at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Vikings and Swedes sports coaches.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Ask for Kasasa.
Warning. Free Kasasa checking may lead to a rise in disposable income due to cashback on everyday debit card purchases, refunds on ATM fees, and elimination of so-called service fees. Increased satisfaction may result while operating your debit card. If you suffer from chronic money loss, search for Kasasa online.
This has been a financial health advisory courtesy of Kasasa. It's like money medicine for your shopping habit.
Offered locally at the Bank of Tesket. Member FDIC.
The Vikings play here.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field on a cool evening here. Overcast after a lot of rain this afternoon. The field's in great shape, of course, because it's turf, so it's good shape. We got a few other sponsors that help us with our portion of the broadcast. Jason, who you got?
Yep, Smoky Valley Booster Club, Bank of Tesket, Viking Auto, Crick Christian's Funeral Home, People's Bank and Trust, Call Mari Loader, Call It Sold, Dr. Darrell Loader, Art Shirt, Arn Reinert CPA, Yoder Lawn and Tree Care, Farm Bureau, Farmers State Bank, Lindsborg Family Dental Care, Gallant Tire and Auto, Old Stuga, C&L Heating and Cooling, Midway Motors, Harry Malary, Scott's, and Dower Welding.
And about while you're on the microphone, how about some keys to victory?
The Anderson Body Shop Keys to Victory. Anderson Body Shop is the place for all of your auto collision needs. They're also your local Green Mountain Grill distributor. 214 South Cole in Lindsborg. Keys for tonight, I have Stop the Run. Clay Center runs the ball about 80% of the time, so stopping the run will be huge. Limit the big play. Last week we saw several big plays for Heston. And be the most physical team. Stay ahead of the chains, and as Doug mentioned earlier, finish the drive.
It will be. It'll be an important night for that. Smoky Valley won the toss deferred, so they will be kicking off to Clay Center, who chose to take the wind in the second quarter. So we're going to see if they can stop us from kicking off so far and getting good field position. But they do run that flex bone offense, and it's very deceptive. So we are certainly going to have to be a soundment sign on defense.
We are. We're going to have to do a really good job of making sure we recognize where the keys are. You know, these guys have worked all week. The scout has been out. They know exactly which players to key off of, what lineups to key off of, where players are going to be moving. So it's going to be really important, as Coach Lambert always says, for each man to do his job tonight and do what needs to be done.
I want to throw a shout-out to Haven Lysell Stewart, because he did such a great job. He led the team in tackles along with Raleigh Wilson right behind him, but Haven did such an exceptional job. We were certainly calling his name a lot last week on defense.
We were. He had a great second half. I mean, it was the first half I didn't think we quite saw him quite as much, but I thought the second half he really made himself known. You know, I think we gave him co-player of the game last week with Trey, because offensively Trey did such a great job making it over 100 yards, but defensively I definitely agree with you. I think Haven was all over the field, continued to make plays. We're going to need more of that tonight so that it'll free up some of those interior linemen to make some plays as well.
One of the major changes we got tonight, Court Sugarin is taking off number 25 and wearing number 24 or 54, so he's going to be in the line, so we'll see how the rest of that plays out. But deep for Clay Center, in the middle back there, number 11, I believe it is.
Tanner DeMars, number 5, Zach Coleman, and number 15, Lane Musselman.
So those are the guys back there to field it up. The Vikings in all black. Kennedy approaches the ball. It's a line drive kick, takes a bounce, loose, back all the way back to the 10-yard line before it's picked up. Vikings look like it got good penetration back there. And the ball comes out. The ball pops out, and the Vikings say they have it. Good turnover right away on a cold night.
Yeah, beautiful turnover. It was an excellent kick. It kind of ran across the ground right there, and eventually he had to run back and get it at the 10. You know, when you got a guy that doesn't quite get the ball picked up cleanly, you hope you have a chance to maybe get a good stick on him. He finally picks it up at the 10 back there before he gets going, gets up the field here just a little bit on the outside before the collapsing defense of the Vikings right there popped out. It looks like by number 7, looked like Caden Venables able to knock that ball out of there, and the Vikings take over at their own 18-yard line, or at the Clay Center 18-yard line, which does put them in the Next Tech Wireless red zone.
Wow. I formation. Peters, the wide receiver to the near side. Flanker is Brant Hebel. Jake Lucas under center, toss, trying to get outside to Kennedy. He's got a little bit of room. He'll get across the 15, maybe the 14. We'll see where they spot it. But it's going to be second down and about 7.
Yeah, nice run. Like we said, they are in the Next Tech Wireless red zone already. Lowest rates, flexible plans, and exceptional customer service for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. Vikings already knocking on the door, and this is one of those we need to stick in the end zone early. This is a great opportunity for an offense that has really struggled as of late.
Hebel and Binkson out to the far side. I formation behind Lucas. Long play count, going to hand it off to the first guy through. Wilson powering his way right up the middle. He'll get maybe another 3 yards. Looks like it's going to be third and about 3.
Yeah, nice hit right up the gut there. Looked like the tackle was made on the play by number 24, Dawson Humphrey for Clay Center. They have some nice, good-sized players in the middle there. They have guys that look like they move pretty well as well defensively, although I know they've struggled and given up a lot of points this year. Again, puts us in a spot where we're about 3rd and 5, manageable. You got to think it's 4-down territory here as well.
They got a number 10, Sincere Sanders, that I don't believe was on their lineup last year. He's a good-looking guy. I formation behind Lucas. 3rd and long 3 for the Vikings. Going to hand it off to Wilson again. He's powering his way down. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Looks like he might have the 9, but he has to get to the 8.
Yeah, again, good hard running. You tell the Vikings really want to just establish how they want to play again tonight. Beat that middle. I know we opened up the first play by tossing it here to the left side, but just continuing to go after it and set them up for a really nice 4th and 1. A good opportunity for our line to really show what they're about tonight.
Again, if you're just tuning in, the Vikings kicked off, but they fumbled. Clay Center fumbled the opening kickoff, and the Vikings recovered at the 18. This is our first series, and we're going for it on 4th down and short inside the 10-yard line. Long play count by Lucas. Turns and hands it off to Kennedy, trying to get out. He's got more. He's got inside the 5. First down, Vikings. So they get their first 4th down attempt, and it's 1st and goal inside the 5.
Yeah, beautiful hole opened up on the left side. A little counter look there. We're able to give it to Kennedy, and he has a nice gain down to about the 4-yard line, setting up the Vikings for 1st and goal inside the 5.
Yeah, very good blocking by the offensive lineman, and I think that was on the side that Court Sugarin's on now, so we didn't get to starting lineups for you. Got so excited right off the bat, we didn't get to that. But that's the side where Dax Hopp and Sugarin is, and of course the center is Grant Lysell Alcar. Or 1st and goal from the 4. Lucas looking. Here comes Craig Kennedy. He's right at the goal line. Doesn't look like he's going to get in. It's going to be 2nd and goal from inside the 1.
Yeah, nice run, but even better gang tackling there on behalf of Clay Center. He did make it all the way down to about the 1, maybe even the half-yard line. But I tell you, that defensive Clay Center stiffened and really started pushing him back there. It's going to be a nice second down play here for the Vikings.
That's on they went on the side of Skylar Hopkins, and Tanner Luddick, I believe, is over there. Is that right, or am I wrong on who? Or is it Devin? Who's on the other side over there? Tevin Duncan?
I think it might be Tevin. Looked like Skylar might have been out there for that play, actually. So Skylar, I think Tevin, both were over there.
We're going to go back wishbone formation, double tight, see if we can power it in from the 1-yard line. Turn and hand it off to Wilson. He's right there, and he is...
I don't think he got it.
He's not in again. Boy, it must be on the 2-inch line. It's mano a mano down there on the goal line.
Tell you, excellent job by the right side of that Clay Center defense there. They really stiffened. It looked like, with Raleigh's size and his strength, you would think maybe a half yard to a yard he's going to be able to make it. But I would say if we had a half yard to go, we have a quarter of a yard to go right now. That's about as close as we got. But
yeah, it's well inside the tip of the ball. It just has to cross the plane to the goal line, and it doesn't look like it's more than an inch or two. Go back to wishbone formation again. Lucas under center. See if we can push it in this time. Going to hand it off to Wilson again. This time he's in easily. Touchdown, Smoky Valley.
Yeah, beautiful little short drive here for the Vikings. We're able to take some time off the clock as well. Take a nice little 19-yard drive here and stick it in the end zone. And exactly what we talked about is getting on the board, scoring points, and we do it already here by the 7:56 mark of the first quarter, aided by an opening kickoff fumble on behalf of Clay Center.
7 plays and 18 or 19 yards. That's a good thing. We're going to go for 2 again and see if we can put 8 on the scoreboard early. This time they'll put Binkson out wide to the left, Hebel out wide to the, Binkson to the right, and Hebel to the left. I formation behind Lucas. He's going to toss. No, he's going to throw it right across the middle to Haven Lysell, and it's good. A little flea flicker there as he tried to take off to the side. Look back, Haven just drifted into the end zone, and a 2-point conversion is good. And with 7:56 left to go, first quarter, Vikings on top, 8-0 back right after this.
Service to the customer.
Everybody bid on that, and Haven, from his tight end position, just drifted into the end zone wide open. Almost underthrown a little bit. He made a great catch.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit of timing involved in it. It's one of those where a guy is so wide open, all you have to do is put it up to him, but it's a little easier said than done sometimes when you got guys rushing you. But hits it. Haven made a great catch, and the Vikings are up 8-0 early, something we haven't said in quite a while. Again, nice to have those points on the board here in the first.
Kennedy approaches the kick. It's a hard driving kick over the head. No, a great catch by one of the Clay Center Tigers up the middle, 20-25, and dumped there, not quite to the 25 yet. Haven Lysell Stewart and Court Sugarnan on the tackle, along with number 40, Tristan Stambaugh, a freshman, getting some playing time out there. So that's where Clay Center will take over now, trailing 8-0 on the 23-yard line. Clay Center in their all-white uniforms. They got orange numbers, or orange and black as well. They run that flex bone. They got a fullback behind the receiver. Oop, there goes the receiver jumping in motion. So they're going to start off 1st and 15. But they put a flanker behind the outside lineman, and then they go in motion, and they sometimes pass. They sometimes pitch to that guy. Sometimes the quarterback keeps it and delays it up the middle. But a 5-yard penalty on their first play. So they have a fumble, now a 5-yard penalty. That's not the way you want to start if you're a Tiger.
No, it's really not. The good part was they didn't fumble on the second kickoff, but they do start back 5 yards deeper right now than they were.
Jake Ferguson is one of their main backs. He's not related to Keith and Bill Ferguson, and here comes the running play right up the middle, belly play, and it's going to go for some yardage. It'll get across the 20 and get most of the 5-yard penalty back. It's going to be second down, and we'll call it 12.
Yeah, it looked like a nice tackle there. I think Court Sugaran in the bottom of that. I think he was aided down there by Justin Holt. Again, the freshman out there getting some playing time for the Vikings and doing a pretty nice job.
Tanner Luddig is one of the other down linemen. Raleigh Wilson and Haven are the linebackers. Brant Hebel out there. Brewster Binks in one of the corners. Here comes another belly play. No, it's a toss sweep to try to get outside. They got some room. Peters is out there, and he stops what could have been a big play. Good assignment sound by Andrew Peters.
Yeah, they did a nice job getting the edge that time. Number 12 able to run that for them, Blake Frederick. And it looked like he was going to have a nice run. It looked like Hebel was clipped off there on the edge, a little chip block. But Andrew Peters closed quickly and made what looked like, you said, a long gain, really limited. Now it's going to be 3rd and long.
3rd and long 8 for the Clay Center Tigers here in their first possession. Peters and Kennedy are the safeties for the Vikings. Under center it goes Glavin. Motion now. He's looking. He's going to keep it on the end and try to get the first down yardage. He's going to be short. He's short up to the 30-yard line, so they got a decision to make. Are they going to punt it away? They get a punt with the wind, so it'll help them a little bit, but see if they go for it or not. Looks like they're lining up to go for it. They're not going to punt the ball away. 4th down and a long 4. Peters going to come back up. He thought they were going to punt it away. They may do a quick kick, but that's okay. Glavin will go under center. Big call here on 4th down, trying to get the Vikings to jump. That's what they were going to do. See if they can continue to play with the play clock. You know how much time you got, so they still have 10 seconds to come up with a play. 4th down, deep in their own territory. They're still going to try to draw the Vikings off. Still looking over to the sideline. Now they call a timeout. So the Vikings did their job, staying assignment sound, not jumping on the bad cadence count.
Yeah, they did a great job staying home, doing what they're supposed to do. We talked about everybody doing their job. A little surprising you try to play like that early in the game, with the 5:56 mark here in the first quarter, trying to get them to jump and forcing yourself to already use a timeout here on what essentially is really your first drive since they fumbled the opening kickoff. But again, the Vikings did what they were supposed to do. We should probably expect Clay Center to punt as soon as they come out, especially being this deep in their own end. That should set the Vikings up with some pretty good field position.
And I get to do a little grandpa-ing duty here. I got to say, hi, Brady. He's listening to the broadcast with Mark. They're on their way home from Wichita, or maybe already home. But hi, Brady. How you doing? Cheer on the Vikings to victory tonight. They will come out in punt formation. Looks like the quarterback is their punter, so he'll be back there in punt formation, barring that they don't fake it. Nobody's going back for the Vikings, so they're going to stay up and make sure they punt away. Glavin back there. He is going to let it go and punt it. Long spiraling punt. See if it takes a Clay Center bounce or a Viking bounce. Pretty soft bounce. And the Vikings are going to have decent field position about the 28-yard line.
That was a pretty nice punt, actually. Got some nice airtime to it, got a nice roll, and it does swing the field well, a 43-yard punt there, and it is going to make the Vikings have about a 72-yard field here to deal with after a good short field opening drive here to the day. This is usually where the Vikings shine, an opportunity to take a lot of time off the clock, really work out the Clay Center defense, and get an opportunity to push this ball down the field.
Back on offense for the second time after finishing a drive. One of the keys to victory is finishing a drive, and when you get it in that deep in the opponent's territory, you need to finish it, and we do. Binkson and Peters out to the near side. I formation behind Lucas. Tight end on the far side is Haven. Here comes Kennedy trying to get outside. He tried to get through one tackle. He does, but here's a host of other tacklers. Glavin was the first contact made, and he stopped Kennedy from getting outside, and he rolled it back up to the middle. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Glavin did a great job getting there to the edge and at least slowing down the play for Clay Center so that McDonald and the rest of the gang in the middle had a chance to come over and finish it off. And essentially about a quarter or a half a yard gain, it's going to set the Vikings for a second and about 9.
What you want to do is stay ahead of the chain, meaning you want to get at least 3 or 3.5 yards every carry. So they're behind the chains a little bit here on second down. 2 receivers near side. I formation behind Lucas, dropping back to pass, looking in the flat, up across the middle. He's got Brewster Binkson across the 40 and up to the 44-yard line. Good little slant pattern. Lucas to Binkson, hooked it up good.
Yeah, beautiful pass. A little slant, like you mentioned. We had 2 receivers on this side, one of them running the deeper route or the open route with a little bit of a wheel look, and instead we hit Bingston right there, crumbing across the seam. He catches it about the 40 and takes it up for about a 16-yard gain. Beautiful ball thrown by Jake Lucas that time.
Yeah, that was pretty. Peters, the wide receiver to the far side, tight end near side, I formation to the behind Lucas on 1st and 10. Here comes Wilson, the first man through. He runs into a head of steam, and I don't know what happened there. I think we got a there's a flag on the far side, so I don't know if the Vikings moved or I didn't see any movement. We're right about the exact line of scrimmage, but something interior must have gone there, a little bit of movement.
Yeah, I think the movement they saw there, the right side of the line, it looked like we were down and then bounced up and then back down. I'm not sure we were set for the full 1 second prior to the snap. I'm not sure if he was going to say we were completely set prior to that, but we did have a little bit of movement there. It's really hard to tell. I couldn't quite tell what he saw, but it will push the Vikings back 5 yards here and make it a 1st and 15.
1st and 15 for the Vikings. They made up for the last one on a nice pass play. See what they got brewing here on 1st and 15. Hebel in the flanker position, Binkson wide receiver to the right. He's got Haven, Lysell, Stewart back covered up. Here comes Kennedy trying to get outside, and he's got some room. He's near midfield, across midfield, and down to the 45. He's got first down yardage. about the 42 or 43-yard line.
Yeah, nice job getting the edge there. He had to make about one tackle in the backfield, and once he did, he was able to get around the edge and pick up 18 yards well into Clay Center territory at the 43-yard line. Nice blocking by that left side and setting him up for that run as well, but a nice job bouncing it out by Trey Kennedy.
And what I mean by covering up is Haven, Lysell Stewart was the tight end, and Binkson was on the line of scrimmage. That's okay in alignment, but if he would happen to go out for a pass, he'd then become an ineligible receiver. So it was a running play, so it didn't matter. I formation behind Lucas, toss to the outside, trying to get Kennedy outside, looking for a cutback lane. He's still got some running room. He's across the 40 and down to the 38, about a 5-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, number 10, Sanders, gets a hold of him early. Actually had him after about 2 yards, and Kennedy was able to pull him about for another 3. Nice 5-6 yard gain here for the Vikings, and again, nice head of steam built up. It really feels like the Vikings are running downhill at this point in time, which is a good thing. We did this early in the game against Heston and got stymied right about on the 40-45 yard line on one of our drives, and it really felt like that drive was going to be the changing drive. I feel like this one again, this is the one where we need to continue the ball moving forward.
Wide receiver each way this time with I formation behind Lucas. Turn to hand it off to Lucas, the first man in there, and he's trying to get some tough yardage up the middle. He'll get a couple, maybe just one, but you still have to run that play to keep them honest.
You do. You got to hit Raleigh Wilson up the middle whenever you can. A good handoff there by Lucas, setting him up, and again, they filled that gap nicely in the A gap, but that's one of the main things we like to be able to do. Again, as always, try to hit that A gap a little bit, and that eventually opens up that outside. It's been interesting tonight. It seems like we're doing more outside to set up the inside, which is a little reverse of how we go about things.
Binkson wide to the near side flanker is Hebel to the other side. I formation. Here comes Kennedy trying to pop it outside. Now he cuts it back up the middle. He's going to get very close to first down yardage before he's driven back across the 40-yard line, but it looks like it's going to be very, very close. It's going to be another pivotal fourth down for the Vikings, this time inside about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, it's a nice little counter play there. Got Kennedy bouncing from the near side to the far side. Nice cutback, too, trying to get the lane that he needed to pick up the necessary yardage. He did get a nice hit in there, and then second and third guy were able to come in and finish him off. So it was a good job on behalf of Clay Center, really taking some time to get in there. Number 15, Muzzleman, was in there to finish him off, I think.
He's one of their leading tackers on the stats we got from Max Preps. Peters wide to the far side. Binkson now going to be flanker on the near side. I formation behind Lucas. Looks like they're trying to bring some linebackers in motion, and looks like Kennedy's going to be really, really close.
Yeah, Wilson right up the middle there, and I think he got the stretch. They're going to move the chains. I think he stretched just enough right there at the end. The near side officials telling him to move the chains. So Shanae in there on the tackle for Clay Center, but not before the Vikings are able to get a first down here. At least it seems they're going to have a first down.
Yeah, they already signaled. The white man in the white hat signaled.
Well, looks like they're taking their time here looks like they're going to measure.
Well, they are going to measure. He signaled. He did. He signaled, and then he's going to say, "Well, maybe we better reconsider that signal." So they are going to.
The chain gang looked like they were about ready to start moving. So I don't think the primary flag on the south side ever got pulled. So I think we were okay there.
And it is first down by the slimmest of margins. But it is first down, so he was right in his preliminary signal.
The near side official had the farthest way to look, but he was right. I'll give him that.
So first down Vikings, second time down on fourth down. So I think they're 2 for 2 on fourth down here early going. 2:19 left to go first quarter. Vikings ahead, 8-0. I love to say that. New set of downs for the Vikings. Kennedy is the tailback behind Raleigh Wilson. Binkson, the wide receiver to the far side. Brandt Hebel, the flanker, near side. Lucas gone under center the whole way. Here he's rolling to the near side. He's got a receiver, Hebel, down there. He goes to Haven, Lysell Alkire underneath, and he cuts back block, and he gets down to the 25-yard line. Stewart, not Alkire. I get those guys mixed up. But a nice 8-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, it really was. Another nice, easy play there. I say easy, but it's a setup play. You've got, like you mentioned, you saw Hebel breaking off deep, and he's coming from the outside of that flanker position right next to Haven. It's a layer play, so they're getting him to take the deep layer. They're getting Haven to flare off into the short layer, and gives Lucas 2 really good options to read here. He takes the short, and the Vikings pick up 8.
Wishbone formation this time, double tight behind Lucas. Turn and hand it off to Wilson, the first man through, churning, and he looks like he's got first down yardage inside the 22-yard line.
Yeah, another nice blocking here on that left side of the Viking line. Again, really getting some nice holes tonight for the runners to be able to get through, something we weren't able to do quite as well last week. So it's definitely nice to see us getting a hat on a hat, getting to that second line, and even popping a couple of linebackers here or there to really be able to push that ball and keep things moving. It's another one of those Viking drives as now we're nearing the 1 minute mark here of the first quarter.
Very good job by the Vikings. Two receivers now, Hebel and Binkson to the far side, I formation this time with Haven, Lysell Stewart to tight end on the near side. Almost a fumble of the snap exchange between Grant, Lysell Alkire, and Lucas, but he gets the ball handed off to Kennedy, but he gets thrown for about a half a yard loss.
Yeah, it's a timing thing every time with this offense, and the timing was off from the snap. We weren't quite able to get the fullback fake the way we wanted, and Lucas really had kind of a difficult time even getting the ball to Kennedy there, but everything is predicated on everybody hitting the hole when they have to hit the hole, and that time Vikings are very lucky they didn't end up having a fumble either on the snap or on the handoff.
Somebody just sent me a text, and I got a number but not a name. Coming in loud and clear in Canada. Thank you for whoever sent that. Send me your name so I know who you are. Wide receiver Peters to the far side. Second down and 10 for the Vikings. Lucas rolling out, looking to pass. Going down to the flat again and complete. First down yardage to
Grant Hebel.
Hebel is the intended receiver and makes a great catch in traffic.
Yeah, and that will put the Vikings inside the Next Tech Wireless Red Zone. Lowest rates, flexible plans, and exceptional customer service for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless.
And that is the end of the first quarter, and the Vikings driving are up 8-0. We'll be back with quarter number 2 right after this.
I really appreciate the faculty and staff here at Bethany. They care about their students, and they're helping them achieve their goals and to be successful.
It's a Christian-based college, and I felt that he was in the right hands when I left him here.
We chose Bethany College so my son could have a good life.
If you want inspired learning at an affordable price, choose Bethany College. Learn more about your good life at bethanylb.edu.
In downtown Lindsborg, it's celebrating 40 years in business. Home of the famous Brent Nelson sandwich. Visit them on South Main Street. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
You're listening to Smoky Valley Vikings Athletics.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. The Vikings in the midst of a
11 plays, 62-yard drive in 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
Binkson, the wide receiver to the near side, I formation behind Lucas. First down and goal for the Vikings. Here comes Kennedy right up the middle. He's got inside the 5 down to near the 2-yard line. The ball's out. And Clay Center says they have it.
Kennedy on the carry.
Looked like that ball came out. Kennedy was really running hard, hit that hole beautifully, and then started spinning in there to try to get just a few extra yards. Looked like one of the Clay Center players got a hat on the ball in there, was able to knock it out, and lo and behold, back there at that 1-yard line position, kind of the stymieing place for the Vikings. We again turn the ball over, knocking on the door with a chance to get in the end zone.
First play of the quarter, we fumbled at 2 Clay Center. Triple flexbone offense. Glavin comes in and goes under center. He's standing in the end zone, trying to decide what they're going to play because they're really backed up right. Every one of their linemen has got their feet in the end zone. So 99.5 yards away from pay dirt. They're going to run the first guy through, and boy, Glavin's going to break loose. It's a foot race. It's 20, 30. Peters has got an angle. He's got to steal midfield, though, and he's going to drive him out of bounds. But, boy, what a burst. You either stop him or you don't, and we had the running back stop, but we didn't have Glavin stop.
It was an interesting play because it looks like it's going to be a dive going right through the middle. I couldn't quite tell if it's a busted play or if it's a set play that they run, but he ends up giving a little bit of a fake where they actually run together just a little bit. Again, they just run that one fullback in there, and he comes right through, and then he just kind of gets turned around. I think you're right. I think it was a busted play. Excellent job by Andrew Peters, though, to stay in chase and eventually catch up to him at about the 34-yard line.
All the way to the 31-yard line. Here comes another play banging right up the middle for about 8, maybe 9 yards on the play. Gashing it is number 25 in there. That is Wade Fitzenmeyer. And he runs a strong player. Is it 25 or 26?
26, Logan Mullen.
No, it was Mullen. He is their leading ground gainer. So second down and short for the Tigers. In motion. Another Mullen run right up the middle. He's got first down yardage inside the Next Tech Wireless red zone.
Lowest rates, flexible plans, and exceptional customer service for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. You know, Jason called it. Couldn't have had a better start for the Vikings. And kind of set it up for the disaster there at the 1 yard line. And all of a sudden, Clay Center's flipped the field, and they're nearing their own end zone down here on this end.
Flexbone with Glavin under center. Back directly behind him. Boy, great play, but the quarterback's going to keep it. He saw somebody grabbing him. I don't know if that was Dax Homp or Shugren. I think it might have been Court Shugren, number 54, that grabbed the running back, and the quarterback kept the ball then. Well, that's a risky play, and that's how you fumble once in a while, but they ran it to perfection.
Very similar to the long gainer, though. They almost ran into each other again. It's such a tight offense, but a great tackle again. Justin Holt, the freshman, in there. Also Haven Lysell Stewart in there.
Second down, and we'll call it 8. Another busted play. The quarterback has a keeper on the outside. Raleigh Wilson and Brewster Binkson on the tackle out there after a gain of about 6.
Yeah, every one of their plays looks like it's I don't want to say a train wreck, but it looks like there's just a couple of things that aren't quite fluid about it, but they make it work, and that's the interesting thing. It's almost an organized chaos.
Well, it is, and you never know. Boy, that's when we talked about one of the keys to the game is being assignment sound and stopping the big play. They got one big play on this drive. Now they're facing a third down and about 3. When one receiver out near wide to the far side, there's a late pitch to Ferguson. He's got some room. He's got down near the 5. And touchdown, Clay Center, on a 13-yard run by Ferguson.
Yeah, it was a beautifully timed pitch by Glavin. He set up the option just perfectly there. They had a wide receiver split to that same near side, and he comes out of there. The Viking front line did an excellent job making it through and putting pressure on it. But Glavin then delivers a beautiful, beautiful pitch, and all the assignments taken care of on behalf of Clay Center on that left side, allows him to get to the end zone, and now it is a 8-6 game.
They're going to go for 2 as well. Ferguson in motion now. Here comes Glavin, the quarterback, and he's in for the extra point. Good. And our score with 9:31 left to go in the second quarter. 8-8 back right after this.
So that was a 6-play.
I don't want to blame you for that, Jason, but
that was a 6-play, 99-yard drive.
For seed, grow stronger and prosper longer with Phelps Seed. They're your go-to source for premium quality Pioneer brand corn, soybean, milo, and sunflower seed, along with wheat, cover crop, and forage seeds. If you're in the need, trust in Phelps Seed. With you from the word go.
Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina is the perfect place to get that one-of-a-kind item for yourself or that special someone. Vernon Jewelers, located at 123 North Santa Fe in downtown Salina, is a proud supporter of area athletics.
This is a Smoky Valley Vikings broadcast.
Was it Nickerson game or was it Haven game where we fumbled the ball? It was a Nickerson game, I think. We fumbled the ball as we were getting ready to score, and they turned around and got a 6-play drive for a score. Clay Center does the exact same thing, and the Vikings, looking to go up maybe 14 or 16-0, now have the game flipped and tied 8-8.
Yeah, just the swings of the game have just not gone the Vikings' way.
High, short kick on the bounce. Somebody's going to have to come up and get it, and they do. Kennedy's trying to get outside, now cuts up the middle. He's got some room all the way up there, the 45 near midfield, and still churning down to the 46-yard line. What a run by Kennedy.
Yeah, beautiful return. It looked like they were going to let that bounce a little longer than you and I felt comfortable for it. Number 11 kicking it there for Clay Center. I think that was Tanner DeMars, and he puts it down there right about the 25-30. What was it, Jason, where he retrieved it finally? About the 26. And then Kennedy just got on his horse, found a seam right up the middle, got a few nice blocks, and there he went. It takes it all the way into Clay Center territory at the 46-yard line.
Well, momentum back on the Vikings side, hopefully, now after that nice run. Wishbone formation behind Lucas, double tight end. Keep moving that round around. Here comes Wilson. He can't get anywhere going. No, it's not Wilson. Kennedy, I think, that's going to have the run, and he's going to get maybe a yard to the 45.
I tell you, they had both of them. It was the fake to Wilson right at the middle, and he was stood up. We end up giving it to Kennedy on the next hole over, and he was stood up. So it was a really well-played defensive position there for Clay Center. They had both the gaps, both the holes filled up, and allowed the Vikings only about a yard gain.
They're playing assignment sound football as well in this wishbone formation defense that they need to play. 2nd down and 9. Tie game at 8-8. Rolling out, looking downfield. Boy, he was wide open, and he makes the catch at the 25-yard line. Still on his feet, inside the 20, and they're trying to strip the ball out. But Brad Hebel, what a play, what a pass by Lucas. He just lofted it over the defender's hand.
Yeah, beautiful pass down there, and Brad Hebel getting his body turned around, able to make the catch, take the ball for a 26-yard gain all the way into the Next Tech Wireless Red Zone. Lowest rates, flexible plans, and exceptional customer service for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless.
And we have a lot of listeners on live.smokeyvalley.org. We appreciate Mike Rose and his crew taking care of that. I formation behind Lucas. Here comes Kennedy. He's got a little bit of room. He'll get down near the 16-yard line. It is 2nd down, and we'll call it 8.
Yeah, you called it again. Live.smokeyvalley.org, already up to near 100 viewers tonight, so we're glad to have those people on board with us. And it looks like you're going to see quite a ball game tonight between two teams that both seem extremely hungry for a win.
Kyle Anderson and James Cook and Kai Sugar are on our way back from Canada fishing, so they're picking this up on the web and the radio or my station somewhere along the technology that we have available. Brand Hebel wide to the far side. Peters wide to the near side. I formation behind Jake Lucas. Toss to Kennedy trying to get outside. He's got some room. He's got a 15-yard line down near the 14 or 13 to see where he went out of. He didn't go out of bounds. They're going to keep the clock running. Looks like they're going to spot him about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, again, nice putt toss play, and like I said, we've done a nice job, I think, on the edges tonight of being able to get the blocks and sealing people inside, and it was good edge run there to the far side. We had Hebel coming in to take the hat on the corner over there and just occupy him for a little bit, and we were able to get Raleigh out in front to lead him, and we're able to get a nice block on the edge there by number 58, Dax Hopp, as well.
Hebel, the flanker to the near side. Binkson wide to the far side. Lucas behind I formation. Kennedy again trying to get outside. He's got 1st down yardage inside the 5. Boy, he had the ball wrapped up that time with both hands. 1st and goal for the Vikings at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of ball security that time. He was definitely coming around the edge. It was a nice counter play look. Fake the run to the left, come back to the right, and he had a nice gaping hole over there. I couldn't tell who it was who got a pancake block over here on the near side, but was able to take down one of the defensive linemen in a heartbeat over here and really opened up a lot of space. You might be able to catch it on Smoky Valley Live. It looked like actually a combination there of guys in the interior, but it was a great block.
Peters wide to the far side, Binkson wide to the near side. I formation again behind Lucas. 1st and goal from the 5 on the tie game. Raleigh Wilson trying to get yardage, still trying to get yardage. Now he's going to be driven back, but forward progress. Maybe not the greatest of spots. I thought he was going to get down to the 4-yard line, but they're just going to give him the 5-yard line.
A lot of churning, though. Kennedy was running hard last possession when we were down here. I know he fumbled, but again, beautiful run by him to set us up. Raleigh taking the ball right off here on the right side of the interior, and it looked like I said, I thought maybe he might have gotten to the 4.5 or to the 4. But again, credit to the Clay Center front line there. They really stood him up and did a nice job, and I do believe he got a little bit closer than that.
Yeah, he got penetration inside the 5-yard line, but boy, the official came back. And watching him run backwards, they had momentum stop, so that should have been a little bit better spot. But 2nd and goal, here comes Lucas on the keeper. He's trying to get outside, and boy, he's going to get lit up after he gets to the side over there. Don't see Jake running the ball very much. I don't know if it was a busted play or if it was a called quarterback keeper to go out behind the whole team over there on the left side, but they read it well. No gain on the play. 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, a lot of design looks with some fakes there. Usually that fake to the middle, and then oftentimes we'll fake that next back, but it didn't look like the timing played out quite as well as what we normally like it to play out. And Lucas tried to get on his horse around the outside. Looked like they got some penetration on that left side over there that made that play a little bit more difficult.
I got a couple of big linemen there on their defensive set. Now we got a timeout called by the Vikings. We'll step aside as well. 4:48 left to go. Vikings knocking on the door. 3rd and goal from the 5. 8-8 is our score. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Give us a call at Hometown Outdoor Power in Salina, Minneapolis, and McPherson to get your mowers. Sign up for our winter service program.
Lowest rates, flexible plans.
Or what, 4 for 4 passing?
4 for 4 with 62 yards passing, and Trey Kennedy leading the way, rushing 13 carries for 60 yards.
And the Vikings have run 26 plays compared to, what did you say, 9 plays for Clay Center?
With 9 plays. We're on a 7-play drive right now.
4:47 left to go. Plenty of time to score. The Vikings have just 3 third down and goal from the 5-yard line. So we gotta get it in. Gotta finish drives. We did that in the first quarter early. We got to finish a drive here after fumbling on the last drive.
Could easily see the split, one to the left, one to the right. Although it doesn't look like we're going to do that. Looks like we might, take that back, going right to the huddle first. Like to go left and right, run a couple of slants here, and then maybe run your tight end right back off the back side of that. Instead, the Vikings are going to go 2 over here to the right side.
Flanker right, Brewster Binkson wide right, I formation behind Lucas. Long play count is going to roll out, looking like he wants to pass. He's got it. Raleigh Wilson, touchdown, Vikings coming out of the backfield, Raleigh Wilson. And it was just a little play catch with a little 5-yard pass. Good for 6 points.
Yeah, beautiful play on behalf of the Vikings. That, again, another one of the staple plays of the Tim Lambert system there. Overload aside here. Again, creating a few waves that end up taking players down the field. I know it's not long. It was only about 5 yards, but again, you get those 2 players up the field. You bring that fullback back in the flat and give him a chance to just drop a nice ball to him. He hits him right about the 3-yard line. Raleigh does the rest, goes into the end zone untouched, and the Vikings up 14-8 with 4:43 left here in the first half.
Wishbone formation for this extra point try. Double tight. Wishbone, Lucas going to try to toss it and get it out to Peters. There's a flag coming in. The point after is good, but there's a flag coming in the neighborhood where it normally is holding, and it is a hold on the Vikings, so they're going to back them up 10 yards to retry. That's a big penalty on a good conversion.
Yeah, it really was. That definitely changes what your options are. I don't know necessarily that we're going to kick it, but we certainly could. But when you move that back 10 yards, that makes it a much more difficult 2-point conversion.
And they back them up from the 5-yard line, so they'll go out to the 15-yard line. So a 10-yard penalty after 2 yards from where it happened, or 3 yards from where it happened. So it's the point after is going to be from the 15-yard line.
Yeah, again, that's the drawback of the holding call, is that flag came out right about the 5-yard line, so it doesn't actually go back from the point of where the ball was. It goes back to the point of the hold.
Yeah.
So it actually becomes about a 12.5, 13-yard penalty there.
So extra point attempt now, Binkson and Peters wide to the far side. Luke is going to stay under center. I thought maybe he'd go to shotgun formation because they're more than likely going to pass on this play. He's rolling to the far side, going to go down across the middle. Binkson, and he can't hang on to it. He got hit just as the ball got there, about the 2-yard line. Great pass again by Jake Lucas. He has been on target tonight.
He really has spot-on passing on behalf of Lucas. And again, the Vikings go up 14-8. Would have been nice to see that 16-8, but the hold brings it back. And so the Vikings, again, establishing things well, moving the ball well, doing exactly what we like to see them do, as all of our sports are, and we'll lead into that now. Volleyball this week had the Haven Triangular. They ended up defeating Larned 25-12, 25-11 on Tuesday. They also defeated Haven 25-18, 25-17. The JV defeats Larned 25-11, 25-18, defeats Haven 25-17, 25-20, and the C team defeats Larned 25-5, 25-6, but loses to Haven 25-11, 25-23. Their next matches are coming up this week on Tuesday. That will be at Southeast of Saline. They will also play against Halstead. So if you have a chance to head out, matches usually start about 5 o'clock. That will be at Southeast of Saline this coming Tuesday, October the 8th.
Coach Ramsey's having a great year. So is Bethany College volleyball as well. It's nice to see both teams in town having great years on the volleyball court.
It really is. And the teams the Vikings lost to, are two of those teams. They actually beat Lions, who is now state ranked, but lost to Nickerson, have lost to Heston. Heston having a great season.
Kennedy to kick it off, back deep for Clay Center. Bouncing on the ground, one of the up guys picks it up and just falls on it at the 30-yard line. Picked up by number 25. That's Pisenmeyer. So that's where the Clay Center will start that drive now with 4:41 left to go.
Yeah, again, like Jason mentioned earlier, it's been a good half for the Viking offense. We did fumble down at the 1-yard line. Really could have a dominating lead at this point in time if not for that fumble, but responded extremely well to the switching of the field there and the flipping of the plays and come right back down the field and have a beautiful drive to score.
Glavin puts a man in motion, going to hand it off to the first guy coming through the middle of the line, and he's going to get a couple, maybe 3 yards. You're going to give him some pretty good forward progress before he gets driven back by the Viking interior line and linebackers. Second down, and we'll call it 7.
Yeah, nice run up the middle. I think that was by number 26 again, if I'm not mistaken.
Mullen,
their big-time back there in the backfield, their best rusher on the season.
Their fullback, they put 2 wings out there, wide receiver this time each way. Now Ferguson in motion, but it's Mullen again coming up the middle. He's going to get across the 35 up to the 36, where it's going to be 3rd and long 3.
Tell you, they're snapping the ball relatively quick when they get up there. There's not a lot of messing around right now, but with the clock nearing the 4-minute mark or just going below the 4-minute mark now, they've got to try to work the field here pretty quickly against Smoky Valley.
They haven't thrown the ball very much. They're capable of throwing. We saw the other night, I saw some highlights of their game last week with Chapman. They threw the ball several times to the guy that goes in motion from one of those flanker positions. They're taking a little bit of time this time, however. 3rd down, we'll call it 4. 3rd down, they got to get to the 40-yard line. Toss now trying to get outside with Ferguson. He's got first down yardage and more across up to the 45-yard line. So Ferguson running hard, finds a little room and gets the first down yardage.
That play was better blocked than what it looked like it might have been up here. I thought he gave up the pitch really early and really deep. They had the ball about the 38-yard line there, and he ends up pitching the ball all the way back about 5 yards deep, and he turns the corner, has a head of steam, and really gets up there and picks up yardage all the way, like you said, up to the 45.
The big back Mullen goes out, and number 24 comes in, Humphrey. So there's a little change in their backfield lineup. Wide receiver each way, the same formation. He's really close to the quarterback there in the backfield. And the quarterback on the pitch again, trying to get outside. Good defense by Peters. Hangs on enough to make the tackle, but almost breaking the big run was number 12 in there, Frederick.
Yeah, that's a great play by Andrew Peters. He was being blocked over here by Jake Ferguson, and he breaks free of that block. But I think if he doesn't get off of that, he's on his horse, and he's quite a ways. It looked like he had a beautiful angle there to really get a seam up there.
He saved the big play there. 2nd down and 8, we'll call it. Flex bone formation, man in motion to the far side. Big guy Humphrey coming up in the middle. He's across midfield and down across the 45, first down yardage at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, really finding a lot of success up the middle right now. The Vikings are really having to pay a lot of attention to that flex bone look and pay attention to those guys going around the outsides, especially the way the fake happens in the backfield, and that's allowing some more interior running. And like you said, that time, number 24, Humphrey, has a nice run and picks up another first down for Clay Center.
Clock running, Vikings up 14-8 on the failed 2-point conversion, 2:16, 2:15, and running. They're still checking their plays. They send the same formation. Now finally a timeout's called by Coach Lambert. Coach Lambert decides to call a timeout. We'll step aside as well. 14-8 Vikings lead. 2:09 left to go in the first half. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Farmers State Bank of Lindborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck Vikings and good luck Swedes. Member FDIC.
CPA LLC provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Arn Reiner, CPA LLC.
This is a Rockingham broadcast of the Smoky Valley Vikings.
Congratulations to Dax Hop and
Nevada Atchison.
Atchison, king and queen over tonight's festivities. There is a dance tonight. Are you a sponsor?
There is a dance tonight. I get a dance the night away with no one. So it should be a lot of fun. I couldn't talk the wife into helping me cover the dance tonight, but should be a nice one. Margot Lysell's going to spin some tunes tonight for us, and that'll start about a half an hour after game time for our kiddos. Last till about 11:30. It should be a fun night. Again, it'll be a great night if the Vikings could get a win tonight and really create a lot of that excitement and have a lot of that energy. And right now, Clay Center knocking on the door in Viking territory.
1st and 10, Clay Center at the Viking 44-yard line. Pitch, barely got it off to Jake Ferguson, and he's wrapped up. No, he gets through. A big gain down to the 30-yard line and driven down finally close to the 25. We had him tackled a couple of times.
Tell you, a really good play by Glavin. Like you said, we had a pretty good stick on him right as he pitched the ball. He was able to get the pitch off to Ferguson, and it sure looked like we had Ferguson. We had a couple of Vikings right there on the right side, and he just slipped through. Thankfully, again, sure-handed Andrew Peters able to take him down.
Man in motion to the near side. They'll give it to the up back. I don't know if that's Humphrey or Mullen. We'll find out when they get up from the pile, but they plow their way down for about 3, maybe 4, right up the middle. That is Mullen back in. We'll give him 4 yards on the carry, 2nd down and 6, 1:35 and counting. And in motion now, he stops now. A pitch coming out to the outside. Got a blocker in front. He's going to make it to the touchdown. Touchdown, Clay Center on a 24-yard touchdown run by...
Looks like number 12 there. That was Blake Frederick. Yeah, another nice job. They've gone up the middle nicely. They've done a lot of the Viking things here. Middle, then hitting the edges. And the Vikings have constantly had to decide which one they want to try to take away the most. And they've just kind of caught us on the wrong choice each time. You know, we talked about needing to do our job every time, but it's so difficult against this flex bone. And it is. Clay Center in the end zone here, tying it up at 14.
They're going for 2. Little cut up the middle. Viking looks like they have it stopped, and they do. Vikings stopped the 2-point conversion, so our score with 1:26 left to go. 14-14 back after this 30-second timeout.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of Smoky Valley football. First Bank Kansas is your community-oriented, customer-focused bank where banking is made personal with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson.
Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg is your game day headquarters. Come try their Monte Crisco or other specialty menu items. Farley's Bar and Grill, located at 101 North Main Street in Lindsborg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
You're listening to Smoky Valley Vikings Athletics.
And back at Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. The volleyball girls for Bethany will be in action at home tomorrow night, so they're in contention at the top of the league in KCAC action. Bethany football will be on the road tomorrow afternoon, a kickoff at 1 o'clock, all the way up at Kansas City at Avila University.
Yeah, we're kind of in full swing now. We're into October here and kind of getting things rolling. It's kind of the heart of football season now, really in the depths. We've got tennis regionals coming up already this upcoming week. Tennis, of course, was supposed to have their league tournament tomorrow in Pratt. That's been postponed now to Monday due to some impending weather concerns over the weekend. So Monday for league tennis and regional tennis already on Friday. So things are rolling, things are moving, and we've got some good quality football tonight.
A short kick last time. They're going to be similar. Kennedy goes back and picks it up at the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to try the fake, not hand it off. Kennedy's going to keep it. He's trying to get outside. He gets a block, gets across the 25 and up near the 30-yard line. So long run for Kennedy without much north and south running. But the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 with 1:18 left to go. And score tied at 14 all.
Yeah, about a 45-yard return from Kennedy, but unfortunately most of it was east and west. But again, that was established by trying to fake that reverse. We've done that so many times this year. He comes across that time. Wasn't even really much of a fake, just more of a misdirection where Andrew went the other way and it didn't really bite a whole lot. But again, it's one of those things you do to kind of set things up for later in the game, and it might provide an opening for the Vikings to run that reverse later in the game as well.
Peters wide to the far side. Binkson wide to the near side. I formation. Lucas is under center. I formation behind him. Turner hand it off to Wilson. The first guy through. He'll get a couple yards, maybe 3, maybe 4, across the 30 up to the 32. That time the Viking interior lineman with Wilson and company pushed the pile about 4 yards.
Yeah, and question as we start this drive, Lucas has thrown the ball so well. You wonder if maybe you give him a chance to air it out, but you're tied 14 all, and you're going to go up. You hope you're going to go in at the half at least tied up. You don't want to swing that field too quickly here.
And you get the ball to start the third quarter too, so we'll see what happens. Lucas has the ball get away, but he gets it back. Trying to get the ball to Kennedy for the outside, but that time the clusters in the backfield both ways, both for Clay Center and Smoky Valley, have looked like we'll keep it right here. Clay Center calls a timeout now to force the Vikings to punt maybe after this play. But it's always we've talked about it all season long on ours. We've had some really close handoffs that look like it could be a disaster, but yet we haven't fumbled the ball very much.
Yeah, we haven't fumbled the ball much. I tell you, that wasn't so much a cluster as much as number 32 making it the backfield. Keegan McDonald looked like he slipped right off of his block, and as soon as Lucas made that first fake and was heading out to hand the ball to Kennedy hitting the hole, McDonald made contact with him and knocks the ball out. And again, hats off to Jake Lucas. It's rare that he ever loses a fumble just because he seems to be right back on it. So, again, he's had a good first half throwing the football. Good job here making sure to secure the football. That would have been or could have been disastrous to the Vikings to give it up right here this deep in their own end here with less than 40 seconds to play in the half. So, again, they're going to force, hopefully, Clay Center to use this third timeout, or maybe pick up the first down here, but may end up having to punt the ball back to Clay Center with around 30 seconds left in this half.
Breaking the huddle, the Vikings huddle up. They got you stop the clock on a pass. If you don't stop it, if you run the ball, they'll call their final timeout, force the Vikings to punt. Vikings will go in wishbone formation, double tight end, see what they can get out of this play. Third down and long. Here comes Kennedy. Oh, he gets wrapped up quickly, and he'll be stopped short, and they will call their final timeout with 32.5 seconds left to go. And the Vikings will have to punt it away here and give opportunity back to Clay Center, which we talk about. We haven't seen them pass yet this game, and have they attempted a pass? I don't think they have.
Yeah, I don't think they have attempted a pass. Everything's been the option look, but I tell you, they've moved the ball well with the option. So, it's easy to say, hey, you may force them to run a pass here or do something, but I tell you, the first thing you've got to watch for here is the punt block might be on as well. They may have something that they've got in their arsenal to be able to make it in and maybe get something tapped down here. Secondly, a return, set up a punt return and maybe see if they can get something up the sideline. And again, the third option is if they do get the ball back. Unfortunately, like we talked about earlier, they did use that one timeout on their very first drive to try to get the Vikings to jump offside and ended up using that before they took the 5-yard. Otherwise, you got that timeout in your back pocket now. You might be able to do a couple of things with, under 30 seconds here that you can't do without those timeouts.
First thing first, you got to see how many people they put up the line of scrimmage, whether they're going to block or whether they're going to return. So looks like they're sending some guys back, so they're going to return the ball. So that eliminates a couple of the rushers in the middle. So Kennedy is the punter back. He's got a little wind at his back, although doesn't look very strong. The flag is wiggling a little bit. So 4th down and 8 for the Vikings. And it's a running play up the middle, trying to get up there. Peters, and he's going to be short of the down. So it's a snap. It's a short snap. They try the fake punt on their own, and they put themselves in great field position for Clay Center. That's an interesting call by the Vikings.
Tell you what, Coach Lambert is out thinking me big time right now because I didn't see that one coming. It was a courageous play, I think, on behalf of Smoky Valley. Nice job of Kennedy selling the fact that the kick or the snap went over his head. We do snap it directly to the main man right in the middle. That's Andrew Peters. But again, hats off to the Clay Center defense. They stayed home nicely. It was a nice play there, I think, made by number 7, Jason. Was that Jake Ferguson that made the tackle?
Correct.
Yeah, they got short field action here, dropping back to pass, and he's in trouble. Gets away from one runner, still looking downfield, and caught inside the 20-yard line by number 12,
Blake Frederick. Yeah, nice catch there. And again, nice job by Glavin escaping the trouble coming up there. I think that might have been Tanner Luddig, the first one through there, if I'm not mistaken. But got good pressure on the quarterback there. He was able to escape, roll to his right, and had a nice pass over there on a bench play to Frederick. And that'll take them all the way down to about the 16.
They must have got out of bounds as they're not starting the clock. Wide receiver each way. Now Frederick in motion to the near side. Glavin rolling out, looking in the end zone. Touchdown. Boy, that backfired on the Vikings as Glavin hooks up with number 15, Musselman, and they score with 16 seconds left to go.
Yeah, nicely played by Clay Center. Again, that first pass play, they were able to get the ball out of bounds, saved them some time. Again, took over this possession with a little under 30 seconds on the clock. Were able to get a nice first play, and this time fake the dive, roll to the left or to the near side. Had 2 layers like Smoky Valley likes to run with that rollout. Had number 12 Humphrey over here, or Frederick, and also in the end zone, number 15 Musselman. He makes the catch, and they are up 20-14.
Going for 2 here. Man in motion. Ferguson, the first guy, the quarterback, has it. Glavin. attempt is no good. And our score was 16.8 seconds left to go until halftime. Clay Center on top 20-14. Back at the kickoff right after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Bank of Tesket. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. With locations in Lincoln, Salina, Tesket, and Lynchburg. The Bank of Tesket. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tesket.
The Quarterback Club of Lynchburg is proud to support athletics in the Smoky Valley. Join us each Tuesday at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Vikings and Swedes sports coaches.
This is a Smoky Valley Vikings broadcast.
And welcome back to a stunned homecoming crowd here as the Vikings pull a unexpected fake punt deep in their own territory. They do not get it. Clay Center gets the ball back, and we just mentioned they hadn't thrown the ball, and the 2 pass plays they score and put 6 points on the board. They got to be feeling pretty darn good about themselves.
They do, and I like the courageousness on behalf of the Vikings staff there. You know, you could easily have punted the ball down. They could have had a great return and had a return set up. They could have had a reverse set up. They could have had anything, and they still could have passed the ball extremely well and gotten up the field from wherever the punt went to. But again, trying to be aggressive, trying to go after it, giving your team a chance to make a play there and get that first down, it just backfires.
And maybe the Vikings will run the kickoff back. Deep kick. It's going to go over the head of both Peters and Kennedy into the end zone. So the Vikings will have it with 16.8 seconds left to go to see what they're going to do here before halftime. Maybe they'll throw a bomb down the field. Who knows? It's been an exciting first half of play here tonight.
You know, even that, interesting. The first 2 kicks he kicks are kind of numbers off to the side that didn't go real deep. And this one, he just booms almost all the way to the end zone. So both teams, I think, trying to show some little bit of thought process here in what they want to do. And I think that's going to set us up for a great second half.
Second half will be interesting for sure. Wishbone formation. I formation. Oh, they're going to the safety victory formation here to take a snap. Lucas will take a knee and run out the clock, and that'll be our halftime score. Clay Center 20, Smoky Valley 14. We'll be back to wrap this half up for you after this 3-minute timeout.
Area athletes and even weekend warriors have a big home field advantage. Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, working with athletes of every level to help prevent injuries or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. You can count on Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine to get you back in the game. Led by orthopedic surgeons Drs. Timothy Hawks and Travis Rump, and sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists, Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine provides athletes with the highest quality.
So get your 50/50 tickets now. The Wildfires will be dancing tonight to Go Girl, taught by Elena McMillan and Carrick Elliott. The Wildfires are Captain Taylor Barnes, Captain Carissa Kindlesberger, Captain Elena McMillan, Ellie Flynn, Carrick Elliott, Grayson Bauer, Braden DeSalt, Riley Ebert, Emma Liddick, Lauren DeLiesel, and Olivia Ford.
Excuse me, miss, what's your name? I don't want to tell you the same old thing. Drop the low, make it pop. I can do this all night, shorty, I don't want to stop. I need a go girl. I need a go girl. Go girl. Go. I need a go girl. Shop for a new pair, staying on the pockets in the DJ booth, kicking with some bum. I can see my running back there. I'm the quarterback, sending down the media, cause she bringing me the quarterback. Excuse me, miss, what's your name? I don't want to tell you the same old thing. Drop go girl. Go. I need a go girl. Go girl. What's your name?
Their name is the Wildfires. You go, girl!
Halftime show is brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, working with athletes of every level to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. At the school, on the field, or in their clinic, they are ready wherever and whenever you need them to help you get back in the game. The home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, and we'll look at the impact performance of the first half. But the Vikings got an early gift from Clay Center. They got a fumble on the opening kickoff, and they took it right in and scored to go up 8-0 after the two-point conversion pass was good with 7:56 left to go. Then the Vikings driving, and on the first play of the second quarter, they fumbled the ball right at the goal line. Clay Center answered on a 6-play, 99-yard drive. Ferguson on the 13-yard pass from Glavin. The point after Glavin run was good, and it was 8-8. But the Vikings, after a short kickoff, Kennedy returned it and had good field position. They scored then on a 5-yard pass to Raleigh Wilson. The point after attempt was good, but there was a holding play. They had to redo it, and the pass failed to Brewster Bingson, and it was 14-8. And the Vikings gave up a touchdown drive to Clay Center. Frederick scoring on a 24-yard run. The point after run was no good, and it was 14-14. And then the Vikings got the ball on their last possession. Clay Center called a couple of timeouts. Vikings decided to fake a punt. They did not make it, giving the ball to Clay Center, and they quickly scored in 2 plays. The clincher was a 16-yard pass play from Glavin to Musselman, and the point after run was no good, and it's 20-14, just that quick. They put 2 scores together there they actually scored all 20 points in the second quarter. Big second quarter for Clay Center.
Yeah, it really was. They just got after it. I mean, it was just actually an active first half of football.
Yeah,
it was just back and forth. Both teams seemed to be able to move the ball extremely well. And I think, again, the Vikings are going to need to make some responses here in the second half. Obviously, a game that looked like maybe we were going to take over and be up big as we got near the end zone. And all of a sudden now we go in at the half down by 6.
Yeah, it really hurts there that you have to give the ball away on that nice drive and getting ready to score, and just give credit to Clay Center for, stripping that ball loose and making a good hit on the play. Nothing dirty about the play. And the Vikings, Kennedy then on the next run was really securing the ball there, and we got the score, the answer back. But, everybody will question, like you said, the desire, the gambling a little bit to put that first down, get that first down, sustain the drive. You're going to get the ball back right after the opening of the third quarter. Good time to fake it, but just didn't work out.
No, you believe in your players. You give them a chance to make a play. You hope your defense can stiffen well enough from about 30, 35 yards out. And, again, 2 really nice plays by Clay Center to get in the end zone.
Got some scores to give you, but maybe we should look at our impact performance of the first half, or you want to do stats first?
Let's go stats, Jason.
He's ready.
Clay Center, total offense, 214 yards to Smoky Valley's 150. Smoky Valley with 31 plays to Clay Center's 19 plays. Passing, Clay Center 34 yards to Smoky Valley 67. The big difference, Clay Center with 180 rushing yards to Smoky Valley's 83 rushing yards. First downs, 9 for Clay Center, 10 for Smoky Valley. Third down conversions, 2 for 3 for Clay Center, and Smoky Valley 3 for 6. Fourth down conversion, Smoky Valley 2 for 3. We missed the one late in the half, and then Clay Center 0 for 0. Clay Center individually passing, Cooper Glavin 2 for 2, 34 yards with 1 touchdown. He also led the way rushing with 4 carries for 78 yards. Jake Ferguson with 3 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown. Blake Frederick, 3 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown. And Logan Mullen, 6 carries for 25 yards. Receiving for Clay Center, Blake Frederick, 1 catch for 18 yards. And Lane Musselman, 1 catch for 16 yards and a touchdown. Leading the way defensively for them, 4.5 tackles for Keegan McDonald and Eli Snee. Individually for Smoky Valley, Jake Lucas, 5 for 5 passing, 67 yards and 1 touchdown. Rushing, Trey Kennedy, 14 carries for 62 yards and 0 touchdowns. Raleigh Wilson, 9 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. Andrew Peters, 1 carry for 4 yards. Receiving, Brant Hebel leading the way with 2 catches for 38 yards. Brewster Binkston, 1 catch for 16 yards. Haven Lysell Stewart, 1 catch for 8 yards. And Raleigh Wilson, 1 catch for 5 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, for Smoky Valley, leading the way, Andrew Peters with 5 tackles. Raleigh Wilson, 3.5 tackles. Haven Lysell Stewart and Court Shugren with 2 tackles. And Trey Kennedy with 1.5 tackles.
It is time now to take a look at our impact performance of the first half, presented by the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. A lot of good options here in the first half. I like Andrew Peters' effort defensively. I like Trey Kennedy running the ball. I want to reward somebody we haven't rewarded because I think he's having a heck of a game. I like Jake Lucas, 5 for 5, 62 yards or 67 yards, and a touchdown pass, and even the 2-point conversion, if I remember correctly, down here as well. So I don't know about you guys. I like that pick right there.
I think so. Jake Lucas hasn't had a good season so far, really, and I mean he's disappointed himself. So he's really stepped up his game tonight and given the opportunity on a cold night. Feels like football weather. Maybe he's in the mood for football, but I really that's a good choice.
I do too. I like the way he's played tonight. I think he's done some nice things, and he's really given us some opportunities that we haven't had in the past. Because it's all been run, but he's put the ball right on point to guys. Brant Hebel's got a couple of catches. Haven's got a catch. Raleigh's got, of course, the catch for the score down here. So I think Jake Lucas is our impact performer of the first half.
Couldn't agree more. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll check some scores from around the area. And in Rock A&M Radio, the big one in McPherson between McPherson and Buhler, and a big one down in Halstead between Halstead and Haven. We'll have some scores for you. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. The Clay Center Tigers on top 20-14 at halftime. Back right after this.
Lambert Community Hospital and Family Healthcare Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home.
The Old Stuga in downtown Lidsborg is celebrating 40 years in business. Home of the famous Brent Nelson sandwich. Visit them on South Main Street. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina is the perfect place to get that one-of-a-kind item for yourself or that special someone. Vernon Jewelers, located at 123 North Santa Fe in downtown Salina, is a proud supporter of area athletics.
Give us a call at Hometown Outdoor Power in Salina, Minneapolis, and McPherson to get your mowers. Sign up for our winter service program. Don't forget to ask about the early sign-up promotion when you call.
Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service, and coverage for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes. Member FDIC.
7-day-a-week urgent care has arrived in Lindsborg. Open now at the Lindsborg Community Hospital. 7-day-a-week urgent care is open, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. on weekends. No need to be an established patient of the Family Healthcare Clinic. Everyone can enjoy the new convenience for those things that can't wait until tomorrow, but aren't serious enough for the emergency room. 7 days a week, urgent care at Lindsborg Community Hospital.
The Vikings play here.
Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. I want to thank the sponsors for helping us with our portion of the broadcast, which include
Smoky Valley Booster Club, Bank of Tesket, Viking Auto, Crick Christian's Funeral Home, People's Bank and Trust, Call Mari Loader, Call It Sold, Dr. Darrell Loader, Art Shirts, Arn Reinert CPA, Yoder Lawn and Tree Care, Farm Bureau, Farmers State Bank, Lindsborg Family Dental Care, Gallant Tire and Auto, Old Stuga, C&L Heating and Cooling, Midway Motors, Harry Malari, Scott's, and Dower Welding.
Lacrosse 21, Sacred Heart 6, I believe, is the score. Just kind of a broken up message there. Halftime, El Saline 7, Inman 0. Pittsburgh Colgan 14, Abilene 0 at halftime. Derby over Salina South 27-0. Norton 13, Minneapolis 6, and I had a Salina Central score, but it was only the first quarter. They were up 14-0 over Campus. So Campus, coached by former Pratt coach and former Bethany coach Jamie Cruz having a tough year, so Mark Sambo and his Central Mustangs down there taking care of business in Hayesville.
Yeah, it is time for a Salina Surgical Scoreboard update. Opening their doors in 1999, Salina Surgical Hospital is proud to be partially physician-owned. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, talk to your doctor about having your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Serving Salina and our surrounding communities, Salina Surgical is 20 years strong. I actually had a score there, 40-0, Salina Central over campus there. Did you say the McPherson score, 6-0 over Buhler, was the last one I had?
I didn't have one.
Okay, 6-0 McPherson over Buhler in the first half. Nickerson up 14-0 on Hugoton. Hoisington up 28-0 on Ellsworth at the half. Pratt 14-0 over Kingman. Mays 21-0 over Goddard. Haven Clearwater no score in the first half. Sedgwick 28, Marion 0. Cheney 20, Collegiate 7. Mays South 16, Andover Central 10, Sterling 14, Cimarron 6. I think you had the Derby Salina South score, is that right? 27-0?
Yep.
Heston and Halstead, big game down south. I haven't heard any updates on that one yet. Still have them at 0-0. Lions Ellenwood the same, 0-0. And Little River and Skyline tied up at 8 in the first half as well.
And don't forget tonight, the Wheat State Scoreboard Show brought to you locally by RE/MAX Advantage Realtors tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game, scores from other area, and other wraps from various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard Show brought to you locally by RE/MAX Advantage Realtors from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Under a minute left to go. I think they're going to, don't they put 3 minutes on it before they come back?
I think so. And since we got a little bit of time, let's jump into some results from cross country this week as well. They were at Halstead yesterday, I believe. The girls ended up taking second place as a team. Again, having a great season. Gracie Lambert was 6th. Elise Peterson 14th. Kaisa Peterson 18th. Olivia Bankston 25th. Brianna Pretty 29th. Zoe Grates 55th. Lydia Peterson 56th, and Nevada Atchison, our queen tonight, was 23rd in JV, as well as Ashlyn Bryant 26th in JV. On the boys' side, they ended up placing 4th. Ryan Halid leading the way for them. He took 5th. Garrett Huffman 23rd. Stephen Peterson 30th. Lucas Apel 35th. Trayton Miller 41st. Justice Gardner 47th, Aiden Raplogel 61st. On the JV side, Case Lindstrom 9th, Trevor Jones 10th, Devin Van Fossen 12th, Caden Kibler 18th, Logan Bodenhammer 22nd, Jameson Sattler 23rd. And, of course, they were at Rimrock this last weekend as well as on Saturday. Had a really good day there as well. I don't actually have those results up here, but I know they were very pleased with their efforts on a really big scale there as well.
Yeah, Ryan Helene, I think he took 4th or 7th or something. He was in the top 10 anyway, and like I say, a real big meet that Coach Toll took the troops to, and the girls as a team did very good too. So nice to get them exposed to that. They ran up there last year in state. They'll run there again in state. So it's a good thing to have them get that experience there. We'll take a timeout, our final timeout of the half. We'll come back. The Vikings will get the opening kickoff. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. Back after this 2-minute timeout.
Area athletes and even weekend warriors have a big home field advantage. Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, working with athletes of every level to help prevent injuries or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. You can count on Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine to get you back in the game. Led by orthopedic surgeons Drs. Timothy Hawks and Travis Rump and sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists, Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine provides athletes with the highest quality, most timely care. At the school, on the field, or in our clinic, we're ready wherever and whenever you need us to help you get back in the game and keep you in the game. Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. The home field advantage starts here. Visit us at salinaregionalsportsmedicine.com.
Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of Smoky Valley football. First Bank Kansas is your community-oriented, customer-focused bank where banking is made personal with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Ask for Kasasa.
Warning. Free Kasasa checking may lead to a rise in disposable income due to cashback on everyday debit card purchases, refunds on ATM fees, and elimination of so-called service fees. Increased satisfaction may result while operating your debit card. If you suffer from chronic money loss, search for Kasasa online.
This has been a financial health advisory courtesy of Kasasa. It's like money medicine for your shopping habit.
Offered locally at the Bank of Tuscan. Member FDIC.
This is a Rockingham broadcast of the Smoky Valley Vikings.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field for the second half of the Smoky Valley Clay Center football game. Don't forget Bethany on the road at Avila University tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock kickoff at Avila. Back on the Missouri side of the Kansas City area down there on 435. And then volleyball, Bethany volleyball tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock here at home. I think they're playing Ottawa, so I think it's going to be for first place in the KCAC volleyball match. Vikings will get the ball first. Clay Center will kick it off right down the line from me. I'm sitting right here exactly on the 40-yard line, so we'll see what they do. Like you said, they did a couple of short kicks early, and then they booted the ball out of the end zone the third time up, so we'll see where the Vikings will get started here on their field position.
Again, if you've got a cell phone or a computer or a laptop or a tablet, get it out, live.smokyvalley.org. It should be an excellent half of football.
Approach to the kick. It's a line drive, deep kick. Kennedy's going to take it at the 5-yard line. They give it to Peters trying the left side. He stumbles and then tries to outrun the coverage, and he does a little bit. Gets across the 20 up near the 25-yard line. That play worked pretty good when it's a deep kick back there. Good effort by the Vikings, setting him up in decent field position at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, very well executed that time. Just, again, setting things up for later. You want to try to set it up. I don't think it's necessarily that deceptive at this point in time, but you do want to set it up in case you need something. And then you sell it a little bit harder. Maybe you fake that. Maybe you actually give it. And maybe it's something you can break if we need that later in the game.
Brewster Binkson wide to the near side. Flanker is Hebelton, the near side. I formation behind Jake Lucas on the opening play of the third quarter, trying to get it to Kennedy. Hops over one man, but then beating him is number 24 there, Humphrey, and slowing him down after a gain of got out to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run. You know, anytime you have to get that hop over somebody, you give up that ability to cut back. And I tell you, he got that hop, and the next thing you know, he met number 24 right there in the gap. It was a meeting of the minds, and he still is able to pick up a nice 3.5 yards on the play.
Yeah, it didn't give him as good a spot. I thought he got up to the 30. They're going to spot it at 29. Peters wide to the far side. Flanker is Hebel to the far side. I formation behind Lucas. Toss trying to get outside to Kennedy. Got some room, bigger room up to the 40 and driven out of bounds. Late tackle there. Could have been a flag on that tackle so far out of bounds. But first down on the second play from scrimmage for Smoky Valley.
Yeah, beautifully blocked there on the left side by the Vikings. Again, want to make sure we point out that line of scrimmage again tonight. Grant Lysell, Alkire, Dax Hop, Tevin Duncan, Skylar Hopkins. Those guys doing a great job. And, of course, we mentioned Shugren up there on the line as well, working out tonight and doing the job. And then, of course, Haven Lysell Stewart right there.
First and 10, Smoky Valley at the 41-yard line. I formation with Brewster Binkson wide to the near side. Somebody got it right up the middle. I don't know if that was Wilson. It was Raleigh Wilson. I thought maybe Lucas kept it on a keeper. I was just looked away for a second, and that play happened real quick.
No, he gave the quick hitter there right away to Raleigh Wilson, and now we got a Viking down. It looked like Raleigh took one right on the ankle as he was going through there, and he got popped up in the air. Again, nothing dirty there. It was just a player being blocked and ended up being low and ended up popping Raleigh right up in the air. He ends up having a nice gain. Doesn't want to come out of the game at this point in time.
They stopped the clock.
They did stop the clock, and they're going to make him come out.
Court Sugar was coming over to see if he needed to change jerseys or not. I don't know if he can be in the backfield with a 54 number. I guess you can. So they're going to bring Skylar Hopkins in to play in the line, and Court Sugar goes into fullback. So a little interesting substitution here with Court Sugar has been doing. We haven't mentioned his name very much, but he's been doing an admirable job on the line.
He really has. Court's such a versatile player. He can do so many things so well.
Peters wide to the near side, flanker to the near side. They got to hurry up and get it under the play clock snap, and they do. First guy, no, it's Kennedy, the second guy through. He's trying to get outside. He's not going to make it. He's going to get up to about the 46-yard line. It'll be third down now and about 5, along 4 for the Vikings.
I like to be critical of a lot of things, but it was surprising we didn't have a little bit more of a play clock there, considering that was an injury. We had to remove Raleigh from the field. I didn't feel like we had a full 25 after that. It seemed like that went very quickly, but the Vikings were able to get to the line and able to get about a half a yard on that play from Kennedy.
Banks wide, far side. Hebel wide, near side. Lucas under center, rolling to pass. Now he's going to throw it in the flat. Caught by Hebel. Oh, and dropped. He had it caught, and then he dropped it. Incomplete. Fourth down now and 4 at the Vikings, for the Vikings at the 46-yard line of Clay Center. Beautiful pass again by Lucas. That wasn't his fault. That was right in Brant Hebel's hands.
I tell you, Brant was thinking first down. Brant was thinking, I know I'm about a yard and a half short there where I have to catch that. That's the way that route's designed, because, again, it's going to be a timing route. He put the ball right onto him, but Brant wanted to catch it, tuck it, get around the corner, pick up the first down, just didn't have the ball.
Vikings are going to punt the ball away this time. A wobbly end-over-end kick is going to be taken near the sideline by Clay Center, trying to move it upfield and tackle. Good play by Dax Hop, but they're going to get the ball about the 35-yard line, Clay Center.
Yeah, nice punt by Kennedy. Sends it back to about the 25-yard line here. Nice reception down here by number 12, Frederick, and he's able to get up the field for about a 10-yard gain on the return. Like you mentioned, nice tackle by Dax Hop. And now's where the defense got to shine a little bit. You know, they've been pushed down the field here on a few possessions. You know, Jason and I were talking here before the half and how the first quarter seemed all Vikings. The second quarter seemed all Clay Center. Now we've got to stiffen up a little bit and get some stops.
Man in motion to the far side. Glavin hands it off, and he's the first back through. Mullen going to be stopped for maybe a football length gain, second down and a long 9 for Clay Center.
Great way to start it. Tanner Luddig in there making a play, and as well as some other interior linemen. I think I saw Shugren in there from his linebacker position, so that's that first step right there.
So second down and 9 for Clay Center, who put 20 points on the board in that second quarter. Glavin taking a long time to get the play call, puts a man in motion to the far side. That's Ferguson. He's rolling out. He's in trouble. He's going to be sacked in the backfield. Great play by, can't see who's getting up, Dax Hop and...
Looks like Tanner Luddig.
And Haven Lysell, too. I think Haven Lysell Stewart in on the play. Loss of about 3.
I think Dax Hop was the first one back there and really turned him up on the outside. It was going to be a designed rollout pass here to the far side of the field. And I tell you, Dax got back there in a hurry. And like I said, I think it was Tanner Luddig coming in low, able to make another play, and Haven Lysell getting in there to finish things off. But Luddig was the one that was able to get him down.
Third and long, man in motion. Glavin dropping back, still dropping back. He's under pressure. He gets hit as he throws it, and it's incomplete. So just like you said, just what the doctor ordered, a 3 and out by the Viking defense.
Yeah, and that defensive line did a fantastic job on all 3 plays. They got through on the first play and stuck him for about a half-yard gain. Then the left side getting through, able to put pressure. And this time it looked like it was a jailbreak. All 4 defensive linemen were huddled around Glavin as he tried to make that throw up the seam, and he could not. He was being tackled and left that ball short.
Glavin is a threat to run, but he's also the punter. It's a one-step punt. It's going to go over the head of Peters and take a Viking bounce. Peters comes right back to him, but he's going to leave it alone. He's got no help back there blocking, and the Vikings will take over 1st and 10, ball at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was one you might have gotten in the air, but once it took that first bounce, you could see Andrew thought about going to get it, and then it took the second bounce. He thought a little bit more. And then I think he thought wisely, I'm just going to get out of here. Yeah. Ball at the 27 sounds like a pretty good spot.
You got somebody coming with a head of steam. You're going to get popped really hard if you pick that ball up, and you got a good chance of fumbling it. So, yeah, if you take it up quick enough and get around those guys, you got a pretty open field, but not worth the hassle, not worth the risk. Binkson wide to the far side for Lucas. I formation behind him. 1st and 10, Smoky Valley. Here comes Kennedy. Got a little bit of room. Gets across the 30 up to near the 32, 33, 34. A good push by Luddig and Kennedy and Shugren, and great gain of about 6 yards.
Yeah, Jake Ferguson got up there and made contact, I would say probably around the 29-yard line. And Kennedy just continued to drive, and ends up pulling him and a couple of other Clay Center Tigers all the way out to the 33. So good, hard run there.
20-14, Vikings trailing, trying to get the drive to tie it up. First man through, Wilson. No, Lucas is going to keep it himself. Third man through, and he gets first down yardage, I believe. Good run by Jake Lucas.
Yeah, nice follow play. You fake that to Raleigh, you get the tailback coming through the hole, and you follow the tailback through that gap. And, again, one of those things that Lane Schrog was so solid at, the little guy being able to take it around last year. Now Jake being able to do a little bit more of that week to week, throwing the ball well tonight, now hits the hole well here on the follow and picks up the first down for the Vikings.
First and 10, Smoky Valley ball at the 38-yard line. Like the ambition and the drive and the pace of play by Smoky Valley here early. Here comes Wilson pushing up the middle. You got to run that play to keep him honest. He's going to get up to near the 40-yard line. There's that line judge on the far side. He went up to the 40-yard line, then he backed up to the 39-yard line. I'm not sure he's getting us. He's maybe not in charge of spotting. It bothers me when they do that.
He might not be the one for us to watch as the night progresses, so we might want to make sure we keep track of the near side guy a little bit more.
So second down, and give him only a yard on that play. Wilson has had a lot of carries for not many yards right up the middle. Flanker is Hebel to the far side. Wide receiver is Peters to the near side. Lucas ready to call the snap play and does. Trying to get off to Kennedy. He gets wrapped up as he comes across the 40 up to near the 42-yard line. They'll be facing a third down and 6.
Yeah, they brought guys off the right edge that time and really sold out to try to come in here and make a play. One of those guys off that edge was able to get back into the backfield and make the tackle for a short or a minimal gain, although a little bit more than I thought it was at first. It looks like he's going to be out to about the 42 and a half.
So third down and 5 here for the Vikings. Binkson wide to the far side. 6:06 left to go in the third quarter. Each team has had a possession, and each team has had to punt the ball away so far in this quarter. Lucas dropping back. Oh, there's Hebel wide open. He goes down to get the ball and catches it underthrown, but he made a great catch that time. First down, Smoky Valley in Clay Center territory.
If you want to rewind your live.smokyvalley.org, I'm not sure if you'll see it or not because I think it may have left him, but the moment that ball left Jake Lucas's hands, he was sure he had thrown that way too short. He was down on two knees at the 35, 38-yard line. Hadn't even realized yet that Hebel was able to go down and make that catch. So
come back and get it. Yeah.
Blake bails him out of that one, or Brandt, bails him out of that one, makes a great play.
Blake is here tonight watching with his family. Here comes Kennedy, a quick hitter up the middle. He's got some room across the 30, down to the 39-yard line. Across the 40 and down to the 39. Pick up about 5 on the play. Good, hard, quick run by Kennedy.
I tell you, Brandt missed that catch earlier, to make the first down on that first drive of the second half. But, boy, he's had a couple of really nice catches tonight and has really done a good job in that position throughout the year. We don't throw the ball a whole lot, but when the ball's been near him, it was earlier in the year, he made a fantastic catch here on this near side. Unfortunately, it was called back due to a penalty, but it was a tremendous catch. And again, I think just building some more confidence.
Brandt Hebel's been a go-to receiver this game for Jake Lucas. I formation, here comes Kennedy. Boy, he's met in the backfield by somebody, and he's going to lose a couple yards. He'll get forward progress to the 41, but he'll lose 2 yards on the play. Third down now and 7 for the Vikings.
I think Clay Center's selling out so much on the run is one of the reasons, we saw it on Haven, Lysell Stewart's 2-point conversion earlier. They didn't even go with him. This time Brandt came right off the side and was able to get that first down here at a big catch. But they're really trying to attack the run. They're trying to force Smoky Valley to throw the football. They believe that the run's the bigger thing that's going to hurt them. And right there, big play on the edge, being able to take down Trey Kennedy and force a third and long for Smoky Valley.
2 receivers to the far side, Kennedy and Binkson. Peters wide to the near side. Shotgun formation for Lucas. Dropping back, still looking, going deep on the far side. He's got Kennedy tipped around, thrown into triple coverage. Binkson and Kennedy in the area with 3 defenders. And it falls incomplete, fourth down and long for the Vikings.
Nice arm by Jake Lucas, though. Yep. Really one of the first times we've had a chance to see him have the type of time to throw the ball this year, and he really let it go. Unfortunately, like you said, triple coverage down there, kind of a tough spot. Although it did bounce around enough, it almost made it into Brewster Bankston's hands, waiting on the backside of that. And it is going to force, it looks like, the Vikings to punt here in Clay Center territory.
Yeah, they haven't done this very often. They've been trying to go for it, but tonight they're going to punt it away, make them drive a long field if they get the ball back. It kicks away. spiraling kick. I hope it takes a soft bounce. It does, and the Vikings are going to put Clay Center deep in their own territory. It's going to roll inside the 5-yard line. Great punt by Trey Kennedy.
Yeah, beautiful. All the way down to the 4.
A good punt by Kennedy puts Clay Center deep in their own territory, but that was bad when they recovered that fumble deep in their own territory. They scored on a 99-yard drive, so let's just hold them here and get a 3-and-out and make them punt the ball back.
You weren't supposed to bring that up.
Okay.
Okay.
To forget I said that. Rewind.
Again, opened the second half with a 3-and-out. We did a great job defensively. We were in the backfield. Our line has been there every time now. This is where we need our defensive line, our linebackers to really step up, make a play.
Glavin to go under center like he's been all night long with that flex bone formation. Puts a man in motion now, coming back up the middle. He's going to be a pitch on the outside to Ferguson. He's got some room. He's off to the races, 20, 25, and dragged down by a host of Vikings up near the 30, maybe across the 30-yard line. So Ferguson was listening to what we said, and he was going to make sure that he punished us in the booth here for making that comment.
I tell you, it was a really interesting play. It's almost a counter look. They brought one of the flexbone guys in motion. They fake it like they want to take that ball into the middle, and then they come back across that and pitch back to the opposite side. That's where Ferguson's able to take the ball up the sideline. Luckily, Trey Kennedy got a hold of him and was able to hold on to him well enough and pull him out at the 35.
Man in motion again, Ferguson. They should have been a flag there because they had the flanker was in motion. Here comes a big play up the middle, and first down yardage on the run by Mullen. Finished off by Brewster Binkson, but the big run by Mullen. Now they're starting to pick up big chunks of yardage on the Vikings.
Seems like it happens in chunks, like you said. It just happens in a rhythm here. And again, we had that momentum of putting them back at the 4-yard line, and they get a big first run. You know, that first drive they had earlier today, I think it was 6 plays, 99 yards to score. Now they're 2 plays, and they've moved to almost 50.
But they can't put a flanker in motion and then have the other flanker lean up, and they were in motion. That they missed the call right there on that last play. Here comes another cluster. Good play by Dax Hop. Glavin taken down in the backfield and lost that time. They stiffen up and a loss of about 3 yards on the play.
You know, the thing they've done well tonight is they brought that flexbone guy in motion and then faked that to where he has a pitch option. He had no pitch option on that play, so once he faked the dive, he was by himself, and the entire right side of the Viking front line there was able to get back in the backfield and make a big play and force a second and about 14 almost.
That's freshman Justin Holt getting some time out there on that right side, doing a great job. Second down and 14 for Clay Center. 2.5 minutes left. Here's Ferguson in the back. He's got some room. He breaks it across the middle. 50, 40, 30. Bankston's got an angle but can't get it stopped. He gets clipped in the back, and Ferguson takes it in from the 43-yard line. A 57-yard Jake Ferguson touchdown run.
Yeah, this time they just went straight toss. They just toss it out wide and got a really good block here at the line of scrimmage early. I couldn't tell who it was from, but Andrew Peters was coming in to try to make a play, but it was just a toss left. Good push-out block here, and he ends up beaking off of Haven Lysell Stewart there. And then, of course, like you mentioned, Brewster tried to turn, make a play. He ends up cutting back and takes it in for another score.
2-point conversion try. Keeping it is the quarterback, Glavin, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. And with 2:18 to go in the third quarter, 28-14 Clay Center. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout.
Do you feel the need for seed? Grow stronger and prosper longer with Phelps Seed. They're your go-to source for premium quality Pioneer brand corn, soybean, milo, and sunflower seed, along with wheat, cover crop, and forage seeds. If you're in the need, trust in Phelps Seed. With you from the word go.
I really appreciate the faculty and staff here at Bethany. They care about their students, and they're helping them achieve their goals and to be successful.
It's a Christian-based college, and I felt that he was in the right hands when I left him here.
We chose Bethany College so my son could have a good life.
If you want inspired learning at an affordable price, choose Bethany College. Learn more about your good life at bethanylb.edu.
Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lynchburg is your game day headquarters. Come try their Monte Crisco or other specialty menu items. Farley's Bar and Grill, located at 101 North Main Street in Lynchburg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
You're listening to Smoky Valley Vikings Athletics.
Play 95-yard drive, almost 96 yards on that drive. Boy, Clay Center is just clicking on all cylinders now between the second quarter now here, early third. The Viking defense, like we said, did hold them on their first possession, but boy, they took it out on the Vikings, took it out on us for saying what we said about being backed up and doing a big drive. They wanted to repeat that for sure, and they did. Kicking it off will be DeMars. He kicked it deep last time. He kicks it deep again this time. Kennedy's going to take it about the 12-yard line, 15, 20, 25, trying to find a little bit of room. He's got a little gap, and he gets up near the 35-yard line. So great run by Kennedy. That was a straight south run.
Yeah, straight north and south that time, and he did a nice job just getting a nice seam there, getting the ball up to the 35. Do want to throw out a quick update. We didn't have a score earlier from this game, and I maybe a little surprising in my opinion, but Halstead 24, Heston 6. That is in the third quarter at this point in time.
Halstead is so good at home. They really love to play at their place, and it's a tough environment to play in, and doesn't surprise me any, but Heston is a really good team. Vikings go I formation with the flanker on the near side, Hebel, tight end Haven Lysell Stewart on the far side. Big Raleigh Wilson coming up here. Gets loose from the first tackle and gets up to the 40, maybe 41-yard line. Good second and third effort by Raleigh Wilson.
Yeah, it looked like he might be able to break that thing to the outside, but I tell you, it was a very nice play made over there by number 15. That was Musselman again. He's had some nice plays both offensively and defensively tonight, but he was able to get Raleigh down around the ankles there as he was breaking off to the far side and was able to take him down, but not before he had about a 6-yard gain.
Long 5, short 6 gain by Wilson. I formation again for the Vikings. Lucas handing off to Wilson again. He's busting through, and he's got first down yardage very close to the marker anyway at the 45-yard line.
Again, right off that left side, just continuing to attack. This time they're moving the sticks right away, so he does make the first down. Picks up about 4.5, 5 yards on that play. And, again, just that bruising Viking offense. Again, still another quarter to play. The Vikings have moved the ball effectively a number of times tonight. Just really need to get the ball in the end zone here in the next 3-4 minutes and then be able to get a stop and get the ball back.
First down, Smoky Valley at the 45-yard line. Turn and hand it off to Kennedy, trying to pop it outside. Now cuts a little seam back across midfield. Still on his feet across first down yardage to the 44-yard line. So a nice 11-yard carry by Trey Kennedy.
Bruising run by Kennedy. He got around the right side here, had one of the defensive backs come up and try to make a play. Kennedy lowered his head and delivered the boom there. Was able to pick up another 3 to 4 yards after that first contact. Nice run by Trey Kennedy.
Late substitution by Clay Center, but the substitute does get off. Flanker to the left side for the Vikings in Clay Center territory. Here comes Kennedy again, trying to read the block, trying to get outside, gets down to near the 40-yard line. But there he's driven back now by a host of tacklers after the initial progress of the 40-yard line. Under a half a minute left to go in this third quarter.
Again, it's been a nice night for Smoky Valley moving the football at times. You know, we've had to punt or at least be in punt formation a couple of different times. But otherwise, I felt like we've really moved the ball effectively, and I think we've hit the gaps hard. You know, we say that every week. Now it's just a matter of, again, we've got to get down the field here and get the ball into the zone.
Kennedy's got to be getting close to 100 yards again. Flanker near side, I formation behind Lucas. Second down and 5. Here comes Wilson powering his way down. He'll get about 3 maybe. We'll see where they spot it, but that will be the last play of the third quarter. Third quarter is in the books, 28-14, lead by Clay Center. We'll be back with quarter number 4 after this 1 minute timeout.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Bank of Tesket. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. With locations in Lincoln, Salina, Tesket, and Lindsborg. The Bank of Tesket. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tesket.
The Quarterback Club of Lindsborg is proud to support athletics in the Smoky Valley. Join us each Tuesday at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Vikings and Swedes sports coaches.
This is a Smoky Valley Vikings broadcast.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. Don't forget Smoky Valley Hillningsfest coming up. Hillningsfest coming up in another couple weeks, the 17th, 18th, and 19th here. Smorgasbord tickets on Friday night and Saturday night. Dancing uptown, parade on Saturday. Lots of arts and crafts booth upstairs in the Sunstrom building. So mark it on your calendar next 2 weeks from Saturday on the 19th. Here the Vikings trail 28-14, but they're driving. Boy, it'd be big to get a score here on this drive.
It really would. We need to continue the ball moving downhill here. Need to keep the things headed toward the end zone.
I formation. Here comes Wilson powering his way up the middle. He's got a big gain of about 5 or 6 yards, maybe 7, inside the 30-yard line. So that's about an 8-yard gain. Great run by Raleigh Wilson. Powered his way in there and got some good holes opened up there by the line. They're doing a great job. They're just, the flow of the game is just good. Clay Center's just hit on some big plays against us and dominated the scoreboard right now. Peters wide to the near side, I formation behind Jake Lucas. Long play count on this play. Lucas is going to go, oh man, that's a horse collar tackle. Somebody got him, number 26, that's Mullen. And that they've changed that a little bit. It's not necessarily grabbing just the collar anymore. Anything you grab like that, Jake just kind of pinwheeled his way after he got dragged from behind.
Yeah, he seemed to have some pretty good momentum going left, and that momentum changed extremely quickly to the other direction. So that is going to be a big ball movement here for the Vikings and be able to take the ball down probably inside the red zone here.
Well, they're talking here. I hope they're not going to wave off the flag because the Clay Center's moving way back, but yeah, it's got to be a personal foul, horse collar tackle, or face mask. So they call it a face mask and not a horse collar. They maybe had a hold of both. First down by penalty inside the Next Tech Wireless red zone. Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. Vikings have it in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Said we needed to score this drive here in about 3 to 4 minutes. We're right about the 2:30 mark right now since we took over this possession. So, again, being able to stay on pace here to get a score and get a stop.
Brand Hebel wide to the far side. Here comes Lucas handing off to Kennedy, trying to get some room, but boy, piles up and bunches up real quick, and he's going to get maybe a couple there, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Drew went to the short side of the field here, the near side, and there wasn't a lot of room there. We tried to get a hat on a hat, create a little gap for Kennedy to be able to slice and dice, but there was not much there, and he's only able to pick up just a couple. But again, you get closer to that end zone, and those yards become so much more precious on each play.
10:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Vikings trailing 28-14. Peters is going to go wide to the far side. Wilson and Kennedy behind Jake Lucas. Tight end is Brewster Bengtson on the far side. Toss to Kennedy, trying to get outside, trying to read a gap, trying to read a hole, and somebody comes in from behind and grabs his ankles. That's number 32 on the play. That's Keegan McDonald. You've mentioned his name a couple of times, but he really knifed in there and got a good angle.
Yeah, wasn't sure who might have been having to block him on that particular play, but he was back there in a hurry. Again, tried to do the toss this time to the open side of the field, the far side, and tried to create a little bit more real estate. But McDonald was right on his horse, able to get through there, slice and dice, and make a play.
Click under 10 minutes here. I formation, flanker to the near side, Hebel. Lucas under center, looking. Oh, there's a movement of the left guard there. That looks like Tanner Ludwig jumped just a hair quick, and that's going to put the Vikings now in 3rd down and long at the 17-yard line.
Just rocked just a little bit. You can see him lean just a little bit to the front, tried to get his lean back again. But like you said, it's going to put behind the sticks a little bit here on a big 3rd down play. Definitely 4-down territory for the Vikings. So you got to be thinking, how do we pick up at least half to 3/4 of this on this play? Again, I would expect to see us spread the field a little bit here, either 2 on the same side or spreading out with our double wide package here, but something where we can either get a rollout, some sort of movement, and maybe see if we can free up somebody like Peters or get the ball again to Haven.
Maybe Kennedy. We'll see what happens. I formation, Lucas rolling. Got somebody who sees over there in the flat. It's Peters. He's at the 10-yard line trying to turn to that field near the 5-yard line. It's going to be short of the 1st down, but it's going to be 4th and manageable, 4th and about 2.
Tell you what, though, that extra roll, he tossed him up over the top of the play and actually helped us get another yard out of that. Looks like it's going to be 4th, and like you said, maybe 2, maybe 1.5. So really a manageable play, a really well-run play. You know, we sent everything deep, actually brought Peters back off that depth, and we're able to hit him there in that short area and really give him a nice chance to pick up some yards with his quickness.
Jake Lucas has just thrown the ball so well tonight. We made him our first-half impact performer. but he's coming through big time here in the second half. 4th down and short. Wishbone formation behind Jake Lucas under center. Turn and hand it off to Kennedy. He's got some room. He's got near the goal line. Touchdown, Trey Kennedy.
You know, you establish that by moving the ball down close to the end zone there. Again, 3rd and about 12. The Vikings picked up about 11 on that 3rd and 12, really setting it up nicely for about the 4th and 1. Really nice job of establishing this here left side of the line. That was really our short side over here, and Kennedy out of the wishbone, hits the gap hard, breaks a tackle at about the 2-yard line, and takes himself into the end zone for the score, and that cuts the lead to 28-20 with 8:32 left here in the 4th quarter.
Big 2-point conversion. Wide receiver Peters and Bengtson wide, very wide each way. Lucas dropping back and a throw a slant. Bengtson has it. 2-point conversion is good, and our score with 8:32 left to go in the 4th quarter. Vikings 22, Clay Center 28. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Auburn Pharmacy is your local hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, located at 216 North Harrison Street, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
People's Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany College. Member FDIC.
Vikings play here.
Bethany College, where the Vikings have just scored for the first time in the second half, making the score now 28-22. 8:32 left, and like you said, Doug, we need a stop now so badly. We need a 3 and out here, and not let them drive and put any more points on the board. They scored a touchdown in that 3rd quarter. The Vikings now have answered in the 4th.
They have, and what a beautiful drive there. Again, I think we took the ball over with about 1:50 left on the clock in that 3rd quarter, and we scored by the 8:32 mark. And we said it before, if you're around something and have a chance to watch it on a tablet or iPad or something like that, get them out. It's 28-22. It's game time right now. 8:32 left. You can watch it on Smoky Valley Live right now.
Kennedy's kick, high end over end kick, come up and taken about the 15, 20, 25, trying to get outside, and good tackle, open field tackle. Clay Center will set up business about the 29-yard line. I think that was number 5 on the carry, Coleman, or 15, one or the other. I didn't see. It could have been Musselman. But that's where Clay Center will have it. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. See what the Vikings can do now. See if they can get that 3 and out they so desperately need. Glavin has gone all the way at quarterback and under center all the way. Put that flexbone formation with a flanker on each side and a tailback shortly behind him. This time it's number 24, Frederick. Glavin's going to keep it himself and be wrapped up big time. Almost looked like the ball came out, but nobody's pointing the other way. So a loss of about 2 maybe on the play, 2nd down and 12. That's the front 5 or 6 doing a great job.
Yeah, that was a great host of Vikings. I know Luddick pulling himself out of there, Hop pulling himself out of there, Wally Wilson coming from his linebacker position on that left side around the edge there. What a beautiful job, and really pushing him back on that first play of the possession.
2nd down and 12 in motion. Comes a counter right back up the middle. Power running there by Humphrey. And he's going to get maybe 5 or 6 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7. Long 6 or somewhere in there, 6 or 7 yards, 3rd down. But this is a big 3rd down for the Viking defense. Glavin looking at his play call sheet on his arm. He wears that wrist flap, trying to get decided, and he puts a man. Oh, there's 2 men in motion. That's got to be a flag. There's no flag coming out. There's a big gain coming up for the Clay Center across midfield and down inside the 40.
I agree with you. It definitely looks like one guy's starting in motion and the other guy's moving at the. It sure looks like it's a second or so prior to that snap taking place. It's definitely timed very closely, but I know they were. It sure looked like a couple of guys moving at the same time, but boy, it's close. It is really close if you look at it on film.
And I think we stopped and kind of looked to see if there was going to be a flag. The big gain by Clay Center puts him in Viking territory at the 38-yard line, right down the line from where we are in our press box here. 28-22 is our score. Vikings need a stop desperately. Here comes the big man through right in the middle. That's Humphrey, and he's going to get a yard, maybe 2 at the most. 2nd down and 8 for Clay Center Tigers.
But, it's the second time they've run that play like that, and it's got to be something that we've seen before. And I know our coaches were getting onto a couple of our guys here about not doing their job, not holding their contain, but they've been able to hit that gap. Once it was on the long run and the last touchdown. This one came on a big 3rd down play and gave him a 1st down across the 50.
Coach Lambert wants to call a timeout. We'll step aside as well. 28-22, 7 minutes left to go. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown.
A Rockingham broadcast of the Smoky Valley Vikings.
Brothers Field. I want to thank our sponsors that help us with our portion of the broadcast, which include
Smoky Valley Booster Club, Bank of Tesket, Viking Auto, Crick Christian's Funeral Home, People's Bank and Trust, Call Mari Loader, Call It Sold, Dr. Darrell Loader, Art Shirt, Arn Reinert CPA, Yoder Lawn and Tree Care, Farm Bureau, Farmers State Bank, Lindsberg Family Dental Care, Gallant Tire and Auto, Olstuga, C&L, Heating and Cooling, Midway Motors, Harry Malary, Scott's, and Dower Welding.
Thank you, Jason. It's 2nd down and 9 here for Clay Center in Viking territory. Turn and hand it off to the first guy through. No, it's going to be a pitch, and he's got some room. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown by Clay Center Frederick, and that's a triple option. We talked about that triple option when the first guy through, we had him covered. The second guy was a quarterback, and then he pitched it at the last minute, and he took it on a 40 or 38-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, nicely well-run play. They faked that ball right up the gut here again and are able to get the quick pitch. 2 of the Vikings sold on it. Looked like there might have been a little bit of a block in the back there, but it is taken to the house. Beautiful run there by number 12, Frederick.
2-point conversion, good. And our score with 6:52 to go in the ball game. Clay Center now up 34-22 back after this 30-second timeout.
Lindsborg Community Hospital and Family Healthcare Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home.
The Old Stuga in downtown Lindsborg is celebrating 40 years in business. Home of the famous Brent Nelson sandwich. Visit them on South Main Street. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
You're listening to Smoky Valley Vikings Athletics.
The Tigers did just what they needed to do to stop the Viking momentum. They run it 62 yards on how many plays?
I had 5 plays.
5 plays. So they really, even after the Vikings called timeout, that triple option is just one of those things you can't account for everybody, and you're trying to make a big play, and they run it to perfection. Boy, they've really upped their game since we saw them a year ago.
Yeah, and a big play, like I said, that 3rd down play there. The Vikings had them on 3rd and long, had a chance to get that stop. They were able to break the ball here to the near side and get a nice big gain, and that's been the story of the night, the big gainers.
High short kick is going to come down on the ground. Peters is going to take it on the run, try to get something out of it. He breaks through a couple tackles up near the 40-yard line. So out of desperation, he just took that one north and south and made a good effort out of it.
I tell you, Andrew's such a slippery player. He's got such quickness, and that was a good example of it there. Able to get that ball on one hop. You worry anytime that kickoff hits the ground and has a chance to bounce. Is it going to bounce the way you want it to? Is it going to roll away? And you've got to get that thing. It is a live ball. It bounces right up to Andrew, and he's able to get a little slither right through there at the 30 and able to pick up yardage all the way up to the 38, where the Vikings have 6:47 now to manage the field and pick up 2 scores and get a stop along the way.
Lots of time left to go, but the Vikings certainly, their grinded out offense certainly needs to step it up in a hurry here. They're going to have to go on a quick short play clock here to go. Andrew finally getting set in the backfield. Jake Lucas hands it off real quick and going deep to Peters. He's wide open and catches it at the 40-yard line. Great reception by Peters. Tackle there after they made up some ground defensively, but Peters was open early, and Jake Lucas got him the ball.
Another beautiful pass by Jake. I think Andrew Peters is gassed. It's a 24-yard run or reception here after he just had the return, after he was just playing defense. And again, I think he's a little bit tired, but what a catch. I tell you, he got right behind there. I think that was designed to get a little bit deeper up the field, but I don't think Andrew had enough gas to get up the field. But Jake Lucas put the ball right on him. He makes a catch with number 11, DeMar's draped all over him, and the Vikings already down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was quick, and he's just like you see, DeMar's was closing in fast on him. I formation, looks like a toss. There's Haven Lysell Stewart down the middle. He's got a catch down to the 20-yard line. So big chunks of the yardage being picked up by the Vikings in two big pass plays.
Yeah, another one, faked the toss going to the far side, and it's very similar to the play we had the two-point conversion on, and he hits Haven Lysell right there with a beautiful one, right on the numbers again. Haven's able to catch it, slide across the defender there for just a second, and take the ball down to the 20-yard line.
We get a lot of compliments on our broadcast, Doug. We got Dale and Christine Whetstone listening from New York. Buffalo, New York is where our broadcast is being picked up tonight. I formation behind Lucas. Here comes Raleigh Wilson. He's going to get stuffed. Second effort, third effort to get down inside the Next Tech wireless zone. Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service wherever you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. Great effort by Raleigh Wilson.
Great hard running there. His hit early, almost right at the point of impact there at the 20, and he spins out to his left and continues to grind all the way down to the 17.
Binkson and Hebel out to the far side. I formation behind Jake Lucas. Long play count. Turns it off to Kennedy. He's got a seam. He's got some yardage. He's down near the 10-yard line. Very close to the first down, but I believe he's going to be about a half a yard short.
You know, there's a number of things I couldn't tell. Almost looked like the left side moved a little early for us that time. The timing is so tight with everything right now. But I tell you, it is just a fun game to watch right now as the Vikings move back down the field for a chance to cut this back to a one-score game and have a big third and short here.
Peters, a flanker to the near side. Jake Lucas, long play count, almost got Clay Center to jump that time. Here comes Kennedy. He comes trying to get some room at the 5. He's down inside the 5 at the 4. First and goal, Vikings. Good, strong run by Kennedy, who has gone over the century mark again. Great effort by Trey. He's just following his blocking and finally did the last 3 or 4 yards on his own.
I tell you, Jake Ferguson came up to make a play on him, and Kennedy lowered the shoulder, and there was, again, another quality contact at the 5-yard line. He takes him down a couple more yards, almost down to the 3.
I formation behind Lucas. Flanker is Hebel on the near side, looking to see what to do, what to go with. Going to turn and hand it off. No, he's going to keep it himself. No, it's Kennedy that's going to make it into the touchdown score. Vikings at 4:07, so they do what they need to do. Score in 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, Vikings take the ball down the field, moving extremely well. I believe they started from their own 38, so that'd be a 62-yard drive for the Vikings as they stick it in the end zone and cut this game back to 8. The only drawback here is Smoky Valley only with 2 timeouts left. They had to use one a little earlier in the half, but important part here is being able to get the ball in for the 2-point conversion now to maybe cut this back to 6, to where all you have to do is get the ball back down the field after that 3 and out. The 3 and out's going to be huge, but the Vikings are putting themselves in a position to be right back in this game.
I formation with Peters, the flanker, to the far side this time. Jake Lucas going to roll, still rolling, looking in the end zone. 2-point conversion, good to Peters, and our score with 4:07 left to go in the fourth quarter. 36-30, Vikings trail, but close the gap back after this 30-second timeout.
People's Bank and Trust.
For the homecoming crowd. We mentioned Conrad Peterson. I saw Blake Hebel back. There's some other guys I'm sure back. great homecoming crowd here, great listeners out and around the country, Canada, New York. Everybody's listening to the Viking football, and they're making it exciting tonight.
Got Troy Miller watching from the couch as well, so you got to love that. I think J-Dub's back from New York today as well, so it's been a nice day for Troy to spend time with family. But, man, how much fun is it? We get to have so much fun here, and I was going to question whether or not the Vikings might try an onside kick, and Brandon Malm is in right now, and they've got everybody, the ball angled up here to go far side to near side.
Contact made. It's a wobbly kick. Ball's loose. A good effort there by Clay Center. Hit one of the up guys. He's only got his side to me. Number 54 on the play. He did what he's supposed to do. Stop the ball and fall on top of it. Eli Schnee. And they did what they needed to do. Now the defense needs to do what it needs to do. We need to get a stop here. We need to get a turnover, get the ball back somehow and some way, and see if we can put together a game-winning drive. But it has to start with the defense now. Receiver way out to the far side. Glavin under center, puts a man in motion. Going to hand off to the big guy Mullen in the middle, and he's going to get taken down by the Vikings at midfield now. He'll get a little bit more. He'll get about 3 yards on the play, get to the other side of midfield. The ball had to go 10 yards, and it did. It went to the 49 of Clay Center. Now they're on the 48 of Smoky Valley.
Won't have to snap this till about the 3:20 mark, so it's going to be extremely important for the Vikings here to really get a nice stop here on this second down play, because you're going to have to make the decision how soon do you have to use those timeouts, and it's going to have to be soon. This has to be a 3-and-out for Smoky Valley. Or a turnover.
Or a turnover is what I said. I was hoping we could get one of those, but they've been pretty sure-handed after that opening fumble on the kickoff. Glavin turns and hands it off to Mullen again. He's going to try the left side, and he'll get another yard or so. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for Smoky Valley, or for Clay Center, and Lambert is going to use his timeout. So Coach Lambert, knowing that they're going to take 40 more seconds off the clock, that's the one thing about, whether it's a 25-second clock or a 40-second, we're going to keep this one right here. It's now a 40-second, so you don't have a choice. So if they get it spotted quick, that's a long time to take off the clock. So good use of a timeout by Lambert, but putting a lot of pressure on his defense. It's 3rd down and 6. They really got to get a good stop.
Yeah, and we had them 3rd and long not long ago and weren't able to get that stop. You got to maybe think that Coach Lambert's reminding his guys this is what they ran the last time they had 3rd and long. Teams usually go with what they feel like their strengths are, and I could easily see them run that same little counter. It's kind of a counter reverse or a counter look where everything goes in one direction and then you move the runner back in the other direction. Again, probably reminding everybody, do your job, stay home, do what you're supposed to do. But again, Smoky Valley really needs to have this stop here. I would suspect if we get the stop anywhere within about 2 to 3 yards, they're going to punt. The question becomes, if they pick up 3 to 5 yards here, make it short, will they go ahead and go for it and put the ball in the hands of their offense and give them a chance to make a play?
3:13 to go. Glavin goes under center, ready to start the clock. Going to be a big run right up the middle by Mullen. He's got 1st down yardage and more. Still on his feet, still churning inside the 25, down near the 20, and still on his feet. Finally catapults down at the 15-yard line. Boy, they just took the first option, and they just said, you got to stop us, Smoky Valley, and we weren't able to do it.
I tell you, it was the same look again. He did everything he needed to do. They sent the guy in motion. They had the movement, again, looked a little early, but they hit the dive guy this time. And, boy, I tell you, that was one of the most impressive runs I've seen all year. He was carrying people, and even after Hebel and Kennedy go down, he was still running all the way, like you said, down to about the 16-yard line. 36-yard run, Jason? 31.
31-yard run on 3rd down and long. Inside the Next Tech Wireless red zone, Glavin goes under center. 2 flankers, 2 wide receivers each way. He's just watching the clock. He's not going to even go under center until it gets to 5 seconds. Man in motion again, Glavin or Mullen running down there, and he's going to get down to near the 10-yard line. He'll get about 6 on that carry. 2nd down and 4.
As you said, they are in the Next Tech Wireless red zone. Lowest rates, flexible plans, and exceptional customer service for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless.
2 minutes left to go in this one, and it'll be almost a minute and a half left before they snap the ball. They're just excellent managing of the clock right now and doing what they need to do on the field as well by getting these hard-earned yards right up the middle. Glavin watching the clock, play clock down to 7, 6, 5. He goes under center, puts a man in motion. He's going to keep it himself this time. He'll be short of the first down, probably exactly what he wanted to do, make the clock run even longer. 40 seconds signals on the clock, and it hasn't started running yet. The Vikings, they haven't called timeout yet, but the play clock, why isn't the play clock running? I don't know what they're doing. The play clock has malfunctioned. Now it's finally running, but boy, it ran about 10 seconds before it even ran. So big mistake by the play clock there as it either froze or did something. Glavin is going to watch it. It's 3rd down and a yard inside the Viking 10-yard line. A first down will seal the game for him right here.
Yeah, I see Glavin running the same play here, and I think it's 4-down territory. I think he puts his head down. I think he just goes right up the middle.
See what he does. Goes under centers. Man in motion. He puts Mullen. No, he's going to keep it on his keeper on his own, and he'll get inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal with 53 seconds left to go. Vikings, and now they run the clock.
Yeah, I don't think the Viking coaches are going to call timeout here. I think they're going to let it go ahead and go. Headsets are coming off, and a heck of a football game tonight. But I tell you, Clay Center just made plays when they had to make plays.
35, 34. They're going to have to snap the ball one more time. See if they have a class and take a knee. Now they're going to put Mullen in there, and Mullen's going to take it into the touchdown. Touchdown, Clay Center with 27 seconds to go. Up in at the 42-30 with 27.9 to go.
Yeah, this drive starts out with Smoky Valley trying to do the onside kick here. Had a chance at it. Hits Shanae. He is able to get on the ball about at the 49-yard line, and then a 51-yard drive here with an excellent run right up the middle on 3rd and about 6, and it sets him up for the basically the game-clinching score.
Yeah, game-clinching score, 2-point conversion, and Glavin's going to take it himself and take it in. And our score with 27.9 seconds left to go, Clay Center 44, Smoky Valley 30. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina is the perfect place to get that one-of-a-kind item for yourself or that special someone. Vernon Jewelers, located at 123 North Santa Fe in downtown Salina, is a proud supporter of area athletics.
Give us a call at Hometown Outdoor Power in Salina, Minneapolis, and McPherson to get your mowers. Sign up for our winter service program. Don't forget to ask about the early sign-up promotion when you call.
The Vikings play here.
Coming crowd here after the Vikings got within 6 points again. The Clay Center, the second, third, and fourth quarter has been all Clay Center. The Vikings had an 8-0 lead after one quarter, but Clay Center led 20-14 at halftime, 28-14 after three quarters, and now have upped it to 44-30 here after with just under a half a minute left in the ball game. And boy, what an entertaining game it's been though for both sides. The Vikings offense showed that they can score points. Jake Lucas has had a great game in passing the ball, and Vikings are certainly a better team than their 1-4 record's going to show. DeMars set to kick it off to the Vikings. It's a kind of a line drive kick. It looks like it's going to go out of bounds, but no, it's going to stay inbounds. Peters grabs it and falls on it at the 25-yard line. That's where the Vikings will take it over. 1st and 10 with 26.1 seconds left to go now.
I tell you, Clay Center just showed how high octane their offense was, though. We talked about the fact coming into this game, they had been putting up some points against people. They had just been giving up a lot of points, too. And, that was kind of indicative of tonight. The Vikings put up a nice 30 here on the board, but unfortunately give up 44, and it was a result of many big plays on behalf of Clay Center.
Three receivers for the Vikings to the near side. Jake Lucas will be in shotgun formation with Kennedy beside him in the backfield. I'm going to put 6-7 guys back in coverage. Lucas going to throw it. Boy, he gets hit hard as he throws it. And the ball is intercepted or caught. I can't remember. I can't see who's got the ball. Intercepted by DeMars. So Lucas throws it up a prayer, and it gets answered. Hebel and DeMars come down with the ball together, but DeMars must have had enough of it to simultaneous catch always goes to the offense, but that time he must have had enough of it to call it an interception.
Yeah, I think DeMars was the first one to go up and meet it, and I think he kind of jumped in there and tried to tie him up a little bit and see if he could sneak it out of there on the way down. But I tell you, Jake Lucas got hit pretty hard as he delivered that pass. But again, you're just trying to get the ball off the field, give yourselves a chance to maybe make a play on this second play, but it just doesn't happen.
They're going to go into their victory formation. Glavin will take a knee, and that will be our final score. Clay Center takes it to the Vikings, and the Vikings fall 44-30 to Clay Center. We'll be back to wrap this one up after this 3-minute timeout.
Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service, and coverage for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes. Member FDIC.
7-day-a-week urgent care has arrived in Lindsborg. Open now at the Lindsborg Community Hospital. 7-day-a-week urgent care is open, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. on weekends. No need to be an established patient of the Family Healthcare Clinic. Everyone can enjoy the new convenience for those things that can't wait until tomorrow, but aren't serious enough for the emergency room. 7 days a week, urgent care at Lindsborg Community Hospital. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of Smoky Valley football. First Bank Kansas is your community-oriented, customer-focused bank where banking is made personal with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Ask for Kasasa.
Warning. Free Kasasa checking may lead to a rise in disposable income due to cashback on everyday debit card purchases, refunds on ATM fees, and elimination of so-called service fees. Increased satisfaction may result while operating your debit card. If you suffer from chronic money loss, search for Kasasa online.
This has been a financial health advisory courtesy of Kasasa. It's like money medicine for your shopping habit.
Offered locally at the Bank of Tesket. Member FDIC. Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg is your game day headquarters. Come try their Monte Crisco or other specialty menu items. Farley's Bar and Grill, located at 101 North Main Street in Lindsborg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
I really appreciate the faculty and staff here at Bethany. They care about their students and they're helping them achieve their goals and to be successful.
It's a Christian-based college, and I felt that he was in the right hands when I left him here.
We chose Bethany College so my son could have a good life.
If you want inspired learning at an affordable price, choose Bethany College. Learn more about your good life at bethanylb.edu.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Bank of Tesket. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. With locations in Lincoln, Salina, Tesket, and Lindsborg. The Bank of Tesket. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tesket.
This is the Bank of Tesket postgame show. Coming up, player of the game, scores from around the area, final stats, and an interview with the coach. This is Smoky Valley Vikings football on 95.5 The Rock.
This is the Bank of Tesket postgame show. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Ask about their new Kasasa checking account in Lindsborg, Salina, Lincoln, and Tesket. The Vikings fall to the Clay Center Tigers 44-30, but it was an exciting start to the game. Joined by Coach James Henderson, and we got a fumble. We put it in the end zone. Things were looking pretty good for the Vikings early.
Yeah, our kids, great job of tackling the ball. I don't know for sure who that was. That was the first guy to get, on the kick coverage there, but jarred the ball loose, made a nice hit, and then our guys were alert, and, great way to start the game. And then we, it took us, a little bit, but we punched it in there, and we were in great shape.
Yeah, we got the ball back. We got a 3-and-out. I think they got maybe a first down or something, but then we got the ball, went on a long drive, and the first play of the second quarter kind of turned the tables as we getting ready to go in. Kennedy fumbles the ball away, and then 99 yards later and about a minute and a half later they score and tied the ball game up at 8-8, but that kind of opened the floodgates for their offense.
Yeah, they did some things well from a scheme standpoint that we just didn't do. We just couldn't get our kids in a good position to stop with the pitch on that option, and really, I don't know. It's frustrating for me from a standpoint. I wish that I could have done a better job of getting our kids in a position to get that play slowed down.
But the deception of that triple option, that flex bone, they either run it up the middle. You got to stay home and defend that. You got to watch the quarterback to keep it, and you got to watch the pitch guy. So you got a lot of assignments to go on in really a matter of a second or two.
Yeah, I mean, and they did a good job executing it tonight. But again, certainly, I wish that I would have done a better job of getting our kids in a better position and adjusting to the couple plays that were really hurting us. And we just couldn't quite get adjusted and get our kids in a better spot to make that play.
But the offense clicked tonight. Jake Lucas was on target on his passes. I think he had a couple of incompletions, but at one point he was 5 for 5, and he made the most of his offensive passing plays.
Our offense took a giant leap tonight. Really,
they did.
They took a giant leap tonight and showed great improvement. Court, that's his first game he played at guard, and Court did a good job. Our offensive line showed a massive improvement tonight as far as not only getting the right guys blocked, but getting a push against some big guys. We couldn't move them early in the game, but we were confident that they would wear down. And then we really started getting some movement. And Trey ran the ball hard, and Jake threw the ball really well tonight. And we for the most part, we ran and caught the ball well. Coach did a great job of getting us in position to make plays too, by mixing up the pass and the run. And offensively, we played well enough to give ourselves a chance.
It was a nice, entertaining game for the homecoming crowd. Again, you certainly would rather have the victory, but you don't, and you got to look forward to going to Chapman, a team that Clay Center beat by a couple of touchdowns here last Friday. So with the offense clicking, maybe we got to feel a little confidence going on the road.
I would think so. We'll watch the film and see what we can do. But I think it should be. If we make some improvements on defense, get a little bit better there. Really competitive game and another fun, entertaining game to watch.
Yeah, it was. The effort again by the Viking team was outstanding tonight. Congratulations on getting them to put forward that effort. I know Coach Lambert talked about that in his pregame interview, how the pace and the momentum and the excitement of the week was good, but it showed on the offensive end, but we just couldn't get that key stop there on defense.
Yeah, and so proud of how our kids, we were down 2 scores and then we would score and fight and claw to get back and score again, and they just kept coming back, our kids did, and I'm proud of them for not giving up.
Played with a nice swagger, I thought. We could have easily, after what happened to us in previous weeks, gotten down by those 2 scores and turned away. But I really thought we commanded the game nicely down the stretch. It came down to that 1 third down play where we really just needed to stop, and we just couldn't get it. And then he just carried guys with him on the next 3rd down play. Hats off to Clay Center as well. They made plays when they had to make plays, but I was really proud of the guys and how hard they worked tonight as well.
I was too. I mean, especially offensively, we kept coming back and giving ourselves a chance. So really proud of how we came back offensively all night long.
Appreciate you coming out, and right. I know it's not fun when you don't win, but the effort again is so super outstanding.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
James Henderson of the Vikings, and it is time to continue with our post-game show, and the Vikings with a 44-30 loss here. Got some other scores. Derby all over Salina South, 55-7. A close one as Norton beats Minneapolis 13-12. Minneapolis muffed the punt with 1:56 left to go, and Norton recovered and run the clock out in that one. Pittsburgh Colgan 26, Abilene 0, El Saline 14, Inman 0, another final. And into the third quarter, La Crosse over Sacred Hearts 28-6. So that is the finals we have from that. Don't forget the Wheat State Scoreboard Show tonight, brought to you locally by RE/MAX Advantage Realtors from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game, scores from other area wraps, and various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard Show, brought to you locally by RE/MAX Advantage Realtors from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. What do you want to start with first, the wrap or the stats? Or
looks like we're starting with stats. Clay Center with 428 total yards of offense tonight. Smoky Valley's 319. Smoky Valley with a big edge on number of plays, 62-38. Clay Center passing 34 yards to Smoky Valley's 133, but rushing for Clay Center 394 yards on the ground to Smoky Valley's 186. Time of possession, Smoky Valley 31 minutes and 38 seconds to Clay Center's 16 minutes and 14 seconds. Smoky Valley led first downs 22-17. Third down conversions, Smoky Valley 6 for 13 to Clay Center's 5 for 7. Fourth down conversions, Smoky Valley 3 for 4, and Clay Center did not go for on fourth down. Individually for Smoky Valley, Jake Lucas 9 for 12 passing, 133 yards, 1 touchdown, and then the 1 interception late on the Hail Mary pass. Rushing for Smoky Valley, Trey Kennedy over 100 yards, back-to-back weeks, 29 carries for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. Raleigh Wilson, 16 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown. Andrew Peters, 1 carry for 4 yards. And Jake Lucas, 4 carries for 3 yards. Receiving for Smoky Valley, Brant Hebel, 3 catches for 52 yards. Andrew Peters, 2 catches for 34 yards. Haven Lysell Stewart, 2 catches for 26 yards. Brewster Bankston, 1 catch for 16 yards. And Raleigh Wilson, 1 catch for 5 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, Smoky Valley, Andrew Peters leading the way, 7 tackles. Raleigh Wilson, 5.5. Haven Lysell Stewart, 4.5. Shugren, 3. Dax Hop, 3. Tanner Luddick, 3. Trey Kennedy, 2.5. And Justin Holt, 2.5. For Clay Center, passing individually, Cooper Glavin, 2 carries, or 2 for 3, 34 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushing, Jake Ferguson leading the way, 5 carries for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. Blake Frederick, 5 carries for 96 yards, 2 touchdowns. Logan Mullen, 13 carries for 82 yards, 1 touchdown. Cooper Glavin, 9 carries for 75 yards, so 4 guys with 75 yards or more rushing for Clay Center. And then Dawson Humphrey with 3 carries for 15 yards. Receiving for Clay Center, Blake Frederick, 1 catch for 18 yards, and Lane Musselman, 1 catch for 16 yards and a touchdown. Leading the way defensively for Clay Center, Eli Schnee with 9 tackles, Lane Musselman 8 tackles, and Keegan McDonald and Logan Mullen each with 6 tackles.
It is time now for the Next Tech Wireless Player of the Game. Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. Thoughts, gentlemen?
I have to start out with Jake Lucas. He played very, very well with the 9 for 12 passing, 133 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Another is Trey Kennedy. Like I said, back-to-back weeks, over 100 yards rushing the ball. And then you look at Brant Hebel, 3 catches for 52 yards as well.
I agree. I mean, I think there were a number of really good individual efforts tonight that all worked together from the team perspective. I like what Trey Kennedy was able to do tonight, and back-to-back weeks being able to go over 100 yards. I do like Jake Lucas tonight, though. I think we got to give him some props for kind of coming into his own. I think it's always been there. It's just been a matter of gaining some confidence. We've talked about this a lot with this team this year, that it's going to have to be a team that builds confidence, not necessarily, well, obviously we want it to be in the win column, but just the experience for some guys on the field right now. I think they're getting better and better game by game. And I think Jake Lucas took some huge strides tonight. I think he played with a lot of confidence tonight, ran the ball well when he needed to run the ball, and also, again, recovering a fumble on a very difficult play right before the half. But I think Jake deserves that tonight.
I do, too. Completely agree that Jake Lucas is our impact performance of the ball game, and did a super job, and just hope it can continue. You guys will have the call next week because I'll be missing in action, but maybe it'll be a game we can build on. And this team, Clay Center, beat Chapman, so maybe it's something that we feel like we can very well easily compete with.
And I think, you heard it from Coach Henderson. I guess you'd say you got to read between the lines.
Sure.
He was not real happy with the defensive execution tonight by any means. And when you're the defensive coach and you've seen your defense give up 44 points, obviously you don't want to see that. Tonight was the night of the big play. That was it. Jason called it with we had more time of possession, we had more plays. Statistically, some of our numbers individually are pretty solid, but it came down to the big plays. We had more fourth down conversions. Our third down conversions are good. It was the big play. It started with that 99-yard drive after we were right there knocking on the door, and there they go. And that's kind of been the story of the year. We've done a good job moving the ball. We get close to that end zone, something seems to happen, and it turns out to kind of be turns out to bite us, and that was the case again tonight.
Well, and to piggyback on that, I think this is probably the best first quarter Smoky Valley's had all year, maybe one of the best quarters they've had all year, and then we get close to the end zone, get the fumble, they take it 99 yards and get the touchdown.
Yeah, it's so many good things, but the bottom line is we lost the game 44-30, and we got to build and get ready for next week. You got some other scores. Did you ever get a final from Halstead and Heston? I'm anxious, and McPherson and Bueller, I'm anxious for those two scores.
Well, I've got a number of scores here for you. Let's start out with the one you asked about. Halstead ends up winning 46-6 over Heston tonight. So, like you mentioned, Halstead plays very well at home. What was the other one you just mentioned?
McPherson and Bueller.
Last score I had there was McPherson was up 21-14 over Bueller. I hadn't seen that it had gone final yet. Sometimes it pops up here at the bottom and changes that, so I'll take a look at that here in a minute. Some other scores along the way. Nickerson defeats Hugoton tonight 14-12. Last score I had was Hoisington 28-0 over Ellsworth, but that was about at the half, so hard to say on that one. Pratt 21-19. That was in the fourth quarter over Kingman. Mays all over Goddard 42-0 tonight. Didn't ever really see a score. Haven Clearwater. Sedgwick 49-0 over Marion. That's a final. Cheney was up 27-14 over Collegiate. Mays South was up 24-10 over Andover Central. Derby was 55-7 over Salina South. Salina Central wins over Campus 47-0. Ellenwood, last we heard, was up 7-6 over Lions. Little River 58, Skyline 8. Larned was up 20-14 over Holcomb. That was in the fourth. Hillsborough goes on to win 34-0 over Wabaunsee. Bishop Carroll was up 28-14 on Great Bend. Newton up 10-7 on Hutch. Canton Galva all over Peabody Burns 56-0, and El Saline over Inman 14-0. Those were both finals.
Yeah, it's a good year for Smoky Valley's county counterpart in Canton Galva, because they were ranked preseason number 1, and they haven't had a stumble along the way. So congratulations to the Eagles and how they're playing out there. And Little River, coached by Bethany Grad, and a friend of mine, just doing a great job. Their only loss has been to Canton Galva. Get my names here taken effect, but
and that McPherson game is a final 21-14 McPherson over Bueller, and that's the rivalry game, of course, every single year for them.
Big game there for that one for sure. So that's it. Any final thoughts on tonight's game?
Again, want to thank Mike Rose for all he does. Smoky Valley Live up there as well. It was a heck of a homecoming atmosphere. It was a good game to have watched. I think it came down to the big plays, and that's kind of what turned the game into the direction of Clay Center and big plays even down the stretch. A huge run down there at the end of the game to really take the wind out of the sails of Smoky Valley. But I agree, there were some great strides made tonight on the offensive side of the football, things that we hadn't seen throughout the season. Jason pointed out that first quarter, best first quarter we played all year. So some things we can definitely take into next week and hopefully continue to build.
And I want to build on that about the fourth quarter, because that was an exciting fourth quarter, 22-28, ends up 44-30, and driving after you get kind of punched in the gut, you just drive back. And so, yeah, we responded in a really great way. But the bottom line is we dropped the game 44-30, and that'll wrap up our broadcast for Jason, for Doug, for Jared, back at the station. This is Don wishing everybody a very pleasant good night. Don't forget Bethany football tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock from Avila up in Kansas City. Bethany volleyball tomorrow afternoon. Viking tennis has been postponed to next week, so they won't have that. And volleyball's not playing this weekend either. High school volleyball Tuesday. So lots of things going on in the middle of fall sports season. So have a lot of things to talk about. We'll be talking to you. Doug and Jason will be talking to you next Friday from Chapman. So that'll be our next broadcast. So take care, everyone. Again, the final 44-30. Vikings fall back. See you next week at Chapman.